The finals are set, the lights are on. Who is gonna win? Celebrating 20 years of FD, baby! 4 rounds, 4 different winners. Send it! Here we go! This is Formula Drift, and we are on the streets of Long Beach for the first round. This is a grudge match. Your winner, Matt, the Beast from the Bay, Welcome out to Road Atlanta. This is round 2 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Lockett Jr., 2-time champion. Lockett Jr., the Carroll Shelby of our generation right now.
The battles that we had at Orlando, I mean, they were intense. There was a lot of contact with the inside.
Are you kidding me? Look at that!
You know how Chelsea always drives. I'm very excited to see.
That was awesome! This is Englishtown Raceway Park, also known as Round 4. Simon Olson, Adam Elsey, neither have had a Formula Drift overall win, and one of them is going to make history. This is an absolute gladiator battle right here. We're only at the halfway point. 4 more rounds, 4 more winners. We'll see you in St. Louis. Send it, Formula Drift Nation. It's round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We are live from Worldwide Technology Raceway from Madison, Illinois, just in the shadow of the St. Louis Arch. The gateway to the west, the blue-collar city, home of Anheuser-Busch, and all things Midwest.
Of the mind.
Good morning, everybody from the Midwest. That's right, the clouds are looming. We saw the clouds open up last night, which forced us to push PROSPEC to today, and that's where we're at as far as this journey of this weekend. It started in Thursday with qualifying. Yesterday was intended to find out who will win round 3 of the Formula Drift PROSPEC Championship, and now that's what we're going to find out. We've whittled down to 16, so we're a little bit further than we anticipated, even yesterday, but we are going to find out who is going to win here round 3 of the Formula Drift PROSPEC Championship, Worldwide Technology Raceway, and also today we have Pro. That's a full 32. Again, qualifying for both PROSPEC and Pro happened Thursday. We are live here. I'm Jared Dienda. We got Amanda Sorensen. She is back. I don't know if you've seen Kelsey Rowlings. You saw her rolling out there. Don't know what's going on with her car exactly, but I'm assuming she's not pushing that easy go into competition. Again, I'm Jared Dienda. Joining me here in the booth, Matt Sopa. Matt Sopa this season has been my co-pilot here, wrapping out about all our competition from qualifying into competition, and eventually we will find out who is our 2023 Link Energy PROSPEC champion. That's going down in Utah. Notably, Rudy Hansen, who was the Cole Richards, they're knocked out. So Cole Richards didn't qualify. Rudy Hansen got knocked out in 32. So shaking up the points quite a bit like a Jenga game. Here are 16 drivers. Let me rattle off some names here that you're going to see out there in competition. Ben Hobson, Trevor Root, Austin Matta, Kelsey Rowlings. She's ripping that golf cart around there. You got Connor O'Sullivan, Cody Buchanan, Joshua Loves Drifting, that's Joshua Love, Jack Davis, Amanda Sorensen is in the building, Dustin Miles. Again, talking about Geoff Donati. You got Dmitriy Brutskiy, a multiple champion in the Formula Drift PROSPEC Championship. Derek Madison, we're in Madison, Illinois, again, just across the Mississippi River of St. Louis. This is his home track. He has something to definitely prove. And then Nate Chen, and finally, Andy Hateley in the Habanero BMW. They are actually paired up with who they're going to be going against here in competition. But here's a look at the bracket, and you can see who they're going to be going against. here today. So again, percentage of rain, it obviously is the elephant in the room. But Sopa, what are we looking at here? Who you got your money on? You know, all things considered, we did get a little bit of practice this morning, but it's dry. Last night we saw ponds, man. It was biblical.
Yeah, even after the cameras were off and most people went home, we play a little splash pad in the outer zone 4, trying to get it drenched. So if we do see rain, we're going to be able to drain that even faster today than we did yesterday morning. But looking at the bracket here, you know, Ben Hobson's going to be our heavy hitter. All eyes are on him, but we got all sorts of big contenders there in the bracket.
Again, there's Kelsey Rowlings there. She's giving high fives to Dustin Miles, but like I said, I don't think she's going to be entering that Cushman, the Easy Go. I don't know what power plant's under the hood of that hot rod, but notably Amanda Sorensen qualifying second, and that vehicle has been put to the test because it's also being utilized by Brandon Sorensen, her brother. Yesterday we survived, man. Again, this is the rain. It was torrential. You know, we were contemplating, you know, do we have a truncated, you know, course because outside zone 4 was so flooded. That's outside zone 3, but you know, it was the lightning. So the lightning that really stalled all the action. You know, rain, we've drifted in the rain. We've seen it, you know, but it was the lightning that basically the track said, no, if you're within so many miles, it becomes a hazard, and safety is the #1 priority. So lightning was the main focus. Obviously rain, it was really flooded, and the drivers are kind of like, you know, this is real sketchy. But again, first and foremost, the lightning was the big, it's not going to happen today. So we pushed it to today. But again, notably as far as the championship hunt, we got Rudy Hansen out, we got Cole Richards out, and who are in? Ben Hobson. I think, you know, a lot of eyeballs on him. His first battle is against Trevor Root. In practice, some of the drivers struggled this morning. I don't know if it's because, you know, weren't expecting this mindset, don't know where they're at, but take a look. This is Rudy Hansen versus Austin Matta.
Take a look here. Look at that Matta just, and Rudy putting on the pressure here, but I believe in the other, when the roles were reversed, I think it went lead versus lead run, because Matta just put down a beautiful lead run here that gave Rudy the opportunity to have a good chase run, but he kind of threw it away here also in outer zone 4. I believe actually that was the crux of Rudy's situation there.
Yeah, because this became a wash.
Yeah,
right?
Yep. So Austin did a really good job here following Rudy into outer zone 2, just doing what he had to do.
But that was an incomplete, right? Independent, and then Rudy had his incomplete there. So 2 independent events, defaulted back to that first run. Rudy Hansen sealed his fate on that first run with that mistake and straightening out.
It's unfortunate, you know, hindsight's 2020. You know, that was a pretty small mistake in Rudy's chase, but it came to bite him in the end.
And there it is, Ben Hobson just 6 points behind Rudy Hansen, and Cole Richards, who's in third, was out in qualifying. He lost power on both of his runs, so he is a scratch. Alex Jager, he's out as well. He's not in the 16. But Nate Chen, he's got it in the mix. Farouk Kawhi, Jack Davis, Andy Hateley, Jaden Matarana, he is out as well. That 15-year-old phenom hopefully builds his new car, and we get to see it in Utah. We will see, but again, a lot of talent here in PROSPEC. It's definitely progressed over the years, and a lot of talent. Like I said, 39 drivers showed up, so a lot of broken hearts just even on Thursday evening, Thursday afternoon, right?
Right, yeah. And another notable thing, I think I'm looking on the other side of the bracket with Madison and Olson. That's going to be a good one too later.
For sure. All right, Ben Hobson, Trevor Root, again showing up here early this morning. Practice was on, and then saw Trevor Root kind of go off course. He's slapping the base, or slapping the tires in this case. But Alabama's own Ben Hobson, he is the guy to watch.
Wait, I got.
All right, 100 points for first, 88 for second, so on and so forth. You can see right there. So again, with only having 4 rounds, every absolute turn and burn counts. All right, let's get them going. Fired up. Again, this is an action-packed day, as we're going to see top 16 to a winner here at round 3. If you're just tuning in, we are live here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Tell your friends, update them right now. If you're on the West Coast, good morning. If you're even here in the Midwest, good morning. You know, depending on, it's a nice Saturday morning. I was talking to Brian Eggert, one of the judges. He's like, man, really? 7:30 on a Saturday, they're gonna fire up those lawnmowers? Like, really? Like, I had to get up, but if I'm trying to sleep in on a Saturday morning over the DoubleTree, I'm kind of ticked off.
I did see that crew there. We're leaving the hotel after getting some breakfast, so it's like Yeah.
Really, bro?
We were expected to, you know, sleep in, but, you know, Mother Nature had other plans.
All right, so this is the path to here in St. Louis. Rudy Hansen wins in Atlanta, and it bears repeating. Rudy Hansen in 22. He's at Atlanta. He says, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get on top of that box. The podium is up at the top of the hill. He says, that's going to be me up top there. Well, Ben Hobson definitely gave him a battle, a fight for the shot at the top, and Rudy Hansen delivered. Pocatello, Idaho's own Rudy Hansen. He got the lead and did not look back, but it was Cole Richards, this young buck from Florida, from Naples, Florida, and the vehicle operated by Cora Works. Shout out to Tyler and Greg and the camp, but unfortunately he lost power. Dmitriy Brutskiy, who knows the track very well, just didn't have enough, and he did have to settle, even though that's his motto, never settle. That Drift HQ BMW, Cole Richards. Again, a great event for him in New Jersey, but losing power here in St. Louis. And you can see rounding out the podium there, Andy Hateley, the Drift Wizard. But again, I think it's all Hobson. I mean, it's really his to lose. He has a major advantage over his competitors and the points leaders.
Yeah, big time here. He's I think he likes the pressure, to be honest, and he doesn't waver too much.
He thrives in it, you think?
I think so, yeah.
And he's got a really good attitude, and we talked about just even the start of the season, he's just had a really good attitude, always a smile on his face. He'd really like to deliver here, make it a perfect event. You know, he's our #1 qualifier, 3 points richer after qualifying, and every point matters. You saw the differential there from first to second. He'd like to cap him. That'd be a great treat for Mr. Ben Hobson. Here we go, going against Trevor Root. Trevor Root, kind of a slow trickle out of the gate, but Ben Hobson steps up that first outside zone. Here goes Ben Hobson in that second outside zone. Trevor Root waking up to a cold shower of some smoke and GT radio in his face. Now that third outside zone, there goes Ben Hobson. Trevor Root trying to find his roots here into those outside zones, and finally, oh boy, Ben Hobson, that's gonna be an incomplete. I'll tell you what, you need to have control going across the line. And here we are. Look at this, you know? The best part of waking up, you need to grab that cup of coffee, you need to grab that outside zone, and that is overshooting it. First and foremost, the red and white is considered off course, and you need to control your vehicle over the finish line. Boom goes the dynamite for Ben Hobson.
Yeah, not only was that 2 out, but he looped it there. That's truly unfortunate for him, so Root's going to have a big advantage here as they go into outer zone 1. Root put on a good pressure, both on the left foot brake here. Good transition, but Root seemed to lose a little momentum here going into outer zone 2. Totally absent there, but look at the nice draw arc here as Root gets away behind here from Hobson here as they do a nice transition. But Ben, I don't know if it's that he needed that grip. He was on the rumble strips. They have zero grip. I guarantee they're probably a little moist yet. And taking a look here at the drone here. Good shot from outer zone 3. We're getting covered in that GT radial smoke, and Root trying to make up some ground here. Ben Hobson puts his rear tires right on that rumble strip, and that was the end of the story.
Slip and slide, and he finds himself off course. Again, 2 wheels off, but he also loops it across the finish line. That's what's more important here. So again, not only did he go off course, that would have been a deficit. If he had control, or not a deficit, excuse me, a deduction, right? And Root, you know, I would have said kind of like, oh, okay, Root, you missed that second outside zone. That was not the prettiest. And then going to that final outside zone for Ben Hobson. 2 wheels off, yeah, it would have hurt him, but the looping, I'm pretty sure that's going to be incomplete. Not official just yet. Root initiates, absolutely misses that outside zone 1. Now Ben Hobson initiate, and look at, he's shallow on that outside zone 2. Now going to outside zone 3. Does have good proximity. Root, now he finds that third outside zone. And if Root completes this very well could be. And look at this. Oh, boys. All right, well, boys and gals, what do we got here? Again,
so we'll be
grab a rock star. Let's get fired up, man. Again, we're, you know, I know. Again, and you know, we got to expedite this. We want to see good driving, and again, there's a lot to ask here. Here we are, bright and early, bushy-tailed. We're ready to send it, right?
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
Both lead drivers, have mistakes.
Like, man, we could have reversed roles. But besides Root not filling out in zone 1, it was almost an identical lead here. But and then Hobson here almost over-rotates going in outer zone 2. Root gaining a little more momentum, getting in outer zone 3. Ben put a lot more pressure here in the chase. He got a little too deep in the pocket there, but check it out here. A little over-rotation. He doesn't quite hit the rumble strips, but the car just ran out of angle and Hobson had nowhere to go. So who did it better? I think, well, in the chase, I think Hobson has the advantage here. We're
Yep.
going chase and chase. I'm not sure what the judges are going to do here quite yet, but obviously both their lead runs are null and void.
Yeah, you know, we never really elaborated on this because, you know, here we go. Ben slide left for Hobson, right for Root, and there we go. It looks like it is double zeros there.
Double hitters.
For Ben Hobson and Trevor Root. Am I right, boys, right there? Double zeros, Chris? Right here? Yep, there we go. A little salt and pepper right there for your breakfast on your Moons Over My Hammy for Ben Hobson, Trevor Root. I'll tell you what, Ben Hobson was gifted. Trevor Root's like, hold on, I'm gonna help you out here. I know you're in the hunt for the championship. Maybe says, hey, take a fall. I need this. I need this, bro.
Root basically, he balled it up in his car and threw it out the window and into Ben's cabin.
Oh, gosh. Kelsey Rowlings was intended to be up, but alongside Austin Matta, but notably, Kelsey Rowlings does call her competition timeout. So the NGK competition timeout. Do Sparkplugs timeout? Of course they do. That's why we're talking about replacing them in a timely manner. Again, NGK competition timeout being utilized by Kelsey Rowlings. So again, for OE suggested spark plug intervals, find the best spark plug for your engines. NGK, the ignition specialist. As we see Cody Buchanan and Connor O'Sullivan, my man Ryan Sage cracking into a little rock star there, gets some peak in that energy as we are in the Royal Purple Top 16 Royal Purple, the synthetic experts, the official synthetic of Formula Drift. Cody Buchanan, Connor O'Sullivan. Look, we got the luck of the Irish. I don't know if he's Irish exactly, but it just sounds like an Irish name, right? O'Sullivan.
I'll go with it.
Okay, yeah. All right, Cody Buchanan out front. Connor O'Sullivan in the chase position, taking a look back. Connor O'Sullivan qualified 29th, Cody Buchanan 20th, so fairly equally matched, but who's going to tighten it up? We saw Buchanan with a great run yesterday. Now look at that. He puts it right in that first outside zone. He likes waking up in the morning and sending it. Nice job by him as Buchanan in that 350Z, and O'Sullivan, you can see back quite a bit and just not getting as deep as Buchanan. But hey guys, FYI, spotters, stay up the red and white. All right, thanks. All right, so again, that's where you definitely don't want to be. One, it's off course, and as you said, a little bit moist, slip and slide. Again, no kiddie games here right now. This is we need to keep it on track.
Right. Now we got a complete run finally this morning, so here we go. Buchanan fully filling that outer zone 1, and O'Sullivan keeping the pressure on. Could have done a little better job of anticipating the transition there, as all the chase drivers we've seen so far have been coming up short in outer zone 2, but Sullivan's doing a good job here, reeling it back in. Nice mimicking the transition here. Cody does send it a little hard in outer zone 4, but O'Sullivan's right there with him. So taking a look at shot here in the outer zone 2. Look at that. O'Sullivan pulling a little angle out there, gained a little more proximity as they get into outer zone 3. Buchanan sacrificed a little bit of angle here, but good mimic of the transition here. Anticipated really well in order to get in that pocket, but it was just a little too late to put on the pressure fully in all of the outer zone 4. So
sorry to cut you off there.
No
Buchanan didn't get into the dirt till ladder, to be quite honest, but again, that red and white, that is considered off zone. Imagine if those red and white rumble strips on outside zone 4, if there was dirt there, you'd be throwing it up. So again, stay off the red and white. 1, it is off course, and 2, obviously we've seen it just previously with Ben Hobson, Trevor Root, you could loop it. Connor O'Sullivan, as you say, O'Sully will lead. Cody Buchanan will be giving chase. Cody Buchanan, like I said, a good run yesterday against Movasio. He had a really good battle there. It seemed like he's really figuring out his Nissan Z, but it's all O'Sullivan out front with that RTS BMW. Good initiation almost simultaneously in that first outside zone. See how they handle it. Can't even see Buchanan in the smoke. Oh, Buchanan comes out of it. You see O'Sullivan in that second outside zone, and Buchanan fights for his right to get in that third outside zone. Misses it quite a bit. Now how are they going to handle this final outside zone? Looks like O'Sullivan, he found the hack right there. Hacking the planet. Okay.
Yeah, it looked like Buchanan was close to almost straightening out there going in outer zone 2. But we'll take another look at here as they loop it around and let them wait for the decision here. Look at here, O'Sullivan on the throttle right away, all the way through the 3-2-1. Buchanan leaving a little bit of a gap there as they go into outer zone 2. You can see him kind of almost over rotates, making up some ground there, but he does not straighten out. O'Sullivan pouring onto the throttle into outer zone 3. Buchanan trying to reel him in, sacrificing a little bit of angle. Late on the transition here as O'Sullivan fully fills outer zone 4, and we'll see what the result is here.
Yeah, we might have an outcome. Who was tidier? Slide him left for Buchanan or right for Connor O'Sullivan. It looks like O'Sullivan gets a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3. Connor O'Sullivan gets the win. So Cody Buchanan Just a little bit loosey-goosey. Good effort yesterday by Connor O'Sullivan. We talked about how much grip he had. Maybe these cooler conditions are helping him out today by comparison to he's just slowly maybe learning the car, getting more intimate with the car. And again, we've seen it all. We've seen all the seasons, man. You know, from I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I feel like James Taylor over here. As Austin Matta, Kelsey Rowlings looks like they are in that Pedal Commander burnout box. Shakopee, Minnesota zone, Lake Mary, Florida. Again, 2 S chassis, 2 very different setups, but you know, Matta has been absolutely fierce. We saw that instant replay earlier, taking out Rudy Hansen.
Yep.
Hansen took himself out essentially, but when Matta's on, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd love to see Kelsey Rowlings. You know, we saw her do skateboard tricks, more Tony Hawk than it was actually Formula Drift. She had that 50-50 on the rail. I know who was it? Daily
Driver Media.
Daily Driver Media had a really good. Go take a look at that on social media so you get an idea of what happened. That was during practice, so not a lot of cameras out, but it did capture it. You know, wreckers or checkers? I don't know. Make the highlight reel.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't know.
She made it to the end of the zone with the full trick, so that was impressive. Either way, I'm glad her dad and crew got the car back together. So they said they got it to like 90% before top 32, so now they got a little more time today.
Yep, and again, she did call her competition timeout, so hopefully it's up to snuff. And again, don't want to see don't do a kickflip. You know,
if you do, keep it rubber side down.
All right, so Austin Matta will leave. Kelsey Rowlings will give chase. That start chicane. Here comes Austin Matta. Again, he has been absolutely on one into that first outside zone. Kelsey Rowlings comes up short on the first outside zone. Matta into the second outside zone. Want to see that overhead view. Did he maybe go too deep? I don't know from that angle. And Kelsey Rowlings struggling right now to get out that last outside zone. Does she? Oh, there we go. So absolutely missing it and just fighting the car. So unfortunate turn of events there for Kelsey. And if she needs to take care of the car, she can't because she's already used her competition timeout. She would have to forego and forfeit. Here's where it gets precarious for Matta. If she's got a bit of a cough, it's going to be hard to follow if she's not 100%.
Yeah, that is true, Jared. I think whether or not that's an incomplete, we'll get to that later, but Austin leaving the other S14 behind him, and she tries to make it up here in the transition here, but just pulling a lot of angle. Matta doing a really good job making a smooth arc, doing all of his responsibility in the lead position, not worried what's behind him, but Kelsey here, you can see he straightens out there. I think that's going to be a huge deficit for her going forward.
Like you said, I don't know if it's completely deemed an incomplete. We don't really deduce that unless it's blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
But the judges, again, our judges are Ryan Lontaine, Robin Ishida, Chris Ewell. Truly an international affair. We have rotating judges, 4 judges in total, and we rotate them out through events. So Brian Egger is sitting out and helping Sean Adriano in the driver's steward and let's call it mitigations department. Here we go, Kelsey Rowlings. We saw her kind of having some trouble maybe with the clean air, but Austin Matta, I have a feeling he's going to, you know, not be right there on the door, but he's still going to apply the pressure because that's the kind of driver Austin Matta is. Sometimes when you pedal back, he kind of makes a mistake. But good initiation from Kelsey. Got that clean air. Ooh, it looks like it fires off in the inside. You saw that. It looks like the car just ripped up and shot out. And you can see again fighting it. Look at that understeer. See that? Just I think that's going to be all she wrote. I mean that's Formula Drive straight, not Formula Drift. Unfortunately, is the case here for Kelsey Rowlings. So you know, she's had a tough weekend. She's had a tough go. You know, wasn't exactly the most comfortable in the rain, and here we are again, just fighting the car. Unfortunately,
she said she damaged the alternator, and I think was down on power. This looks like this was the case. You can just see almost see the foot being translated in the clutch kicks in the car, and it just wasn't enough to keep the tires lit. So it's safe to say that Austin got this one.
Yeah. All right. Well, unfortunately for Kelsey Rowlings, that'll be all she wrote, and we will see you in Utah. Kelsey, again, a hard-charging, hard-fight driver, her and her family and her team, as Austin Matta gets the victory. Congratulations. It don't matter. Yes, it does matter because he's moving on, and he is the giant killer taking out Rudy Hansen.
Looks like she's got an issue there. Pat's attending to her.
Yeah, and Kelsey, she got a little fire suppressant there, and maybe if there was an issue, don't know exactly what's going on. But hey, hats off to our hardworking corner workers. I know, you know, Sopa, you're going to be down there on the line. If the weather stays like this, I love this. Little cloud cover, little humidity in the air. Cars maybe, I don't know, does that affect the car?
Yeah, the
Just the air density?
The air, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially the elevation is the big thing. But when you have boosted cars, it really doesn't matter. When you got the NA nitrous guys, that it'll definitely affect them.
But it is nice having that cloud cover. It's like a Mother Nature's umbrella. Just don't want the rain on the inside of the umbrella. Let's just keep that on the outside, if you know what I mean. So, all right, well, we tend to this. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Continue with the action here. Round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Matt Sofa, Jared Dienda. We are your tour guides for this party here at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Rockstar Energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
What's going on, everyone? Danny Ricciardo here. We're going to mount up some GoPros and do a few laps.
What's the weather update, Matt? What do you got?
The weather update?
Yeah, weather update.
Oh, nice and hazy, little touch of humidity. Not too crisp, but we're ready to roll.
Okay, there it is. Ready to send it. Lick the stamp. Send it. Sign, seal, deliver. It's COD, cash on delivery. We're talking about who gets on top of the box. So we are revisiting the I Am Roots, Trevor Roots, and Ben Hobson, loving those hot moms. He's got that flag up top. He's got the hat, and again, from Alabama, contrary to popular belief. The pedal commander, Ineos Oil, Field Suspension, S Chassis. He was gifted a little gift. Trevor put a little bow on it. Says, hey, I'm gonna have an incomplete as well. I'm Ben's incomplete. I'm Roots incomplete. Here we go. So Ben Hobson, Trevor Roots, they are back at it like a track addict. Alabama, Connecticut, and Trevor Root. Both these guys, yeah, Trevor Root, 22 years old, barely legal to party, as we are seeing them about to party. Royal Purple top 16. Royal Purple, the synthetic experts, the official engine oil of Formula Drift. Hobson will lead, being the #1 qualifier. Again, both these guys had incompletes on their lead run. It defected to that. Here comes Hobson out of the gate. Wide, nice swing there into the first outside zone. Trevor Root, he saw this story earlier. Can he duplicate what he did? Again, Hobson, great angle there. Look at that nice big wide arc. Legends of the arc here into that third outside zone, and finally that final outside zone. Hobson did what he needed to do. You see Rever True. Yeah, we're gonna reverse the name, smack it up, flip it, reverse it. So Trevor Root has some mistakes there in the chase position, but Ben Hobson, he didn't do what he did the first time.
I'll tell you what, Jared, this is the reason why Ben is the #1 qualifier here. Look at this, just swinging into that outer zone 1. Root did a good job there, keeping the pressure on the outer zone 1, but he left foot brakes a little too early there. as Ben fills up outer zone 2 perfectly. Look at that, the perfect wide. There's hardly any rubber out there, but he made it happen. Fully filling outer zone 3. Brute still behind there, but he's still in the picture here. But you can see Hobson a little more hesitant heading in outer zone 4. He's like, I will not repeat that mistake by any means. So looking at the drone here, look at that sweet arc just lining it up perfect into the wall there as he goes through outer zone 3. Brute still in frame here, still not in an active chase, but he's still present, but definitely needle wavering towards Hobson at this point.
Yeah, Root had those mistakes there outside zone 4. Another factor here that we haven't really spoken about, with all the rain yesterday, that's going to clear out. It's going to change the kind of surface of the track. I mean, some sticks around, obviously, but with all that rain, we're scrubbing. We're, Mother Nature says, get out of here. So that's going to change the dynamic of the track from yesterday's conditions going into today's, obviously, 16.
Yeah, we got no sun out today, so the track temps are probably 20, 30 degrees cooler, and the grip definitely goes up.
All right, here we go. Trevor, Root, Ben, Hobson. Root will be out front, alternate positions on this one more time run. Taking a look, making sure the track is clear, no debris. Do you guys know what Sim Magic is? Well, I'll tell you, got some great deals here through the entirety of the season. Sim Magic, great partner of ours. Here we go. Trevor, Root leading, Ben Hobson giving chase. Initiation, straight line approach. Ben Hobson, a little failure to launch there. Finally does get out there. Now Trevor Root into this second outside zone. Hobson taking a shallower line. Not as confident maybe in this chase position. As long as he keeps that proximity and gets it somewhat in that last outside zone, I think he's going to lock it up. And Root does get into the dirt. Drops, looked like one tire, but I got to tell you, it looks like Hobson, he did get out there. I didn't like his initiation, Hobson in the chase. I thought Root had a lot more comfortable out front. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, despite him not being as deep in outer zone 1, Ben was a little behind there. I wasn't sure if the spotter told me had a different. Yeah, it looked like he was just gripped up there a little bit, but he did make up for it. Kind of made some mistakes in here in outer zone 2. He almost over-rotated. Back on the throttle, though, he's got to put the pressure back on there, because this is where Root failed in his chase against Hobson. So Hobson definitely made up for it in the latter part of the course here as they get in outer zone 4. Root just almost overcooking it there as they head back up the bank. So I believe it's going to be Hobson's advantage point at this juncture here. So look at Root here, getting in outer zone 1, not quite fully, but he does a good job of filling outer zone 2 as Ben trying to make up some ground, making a huge sacrifice to his line there, but he makes up for it here as he puts the pressure back on fully as they transition into outer zone 4 here. Ben might have just signed, sealed, delivered his win here.
Signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. And sliding left for Hobson, right for Root, and there is a 1 vote for Hobson, 2 votes for Hobson, 3 votes for Hobson. All right, so the count moves on to Ben Hobson, 3 unanimously, as Hobson will advance on into the 16th. So, Hobson and Matta. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, Matta's kind of like, not quite like Umini where he's like 100. Yeah,
it's pretty hard talking for a living, ain't it? Yeah, you want to be really judgy, don't you, Sopa?
No, I'm not judging. Those judges are in front of us.
Exactly. No, he's not like you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, he's not like 100-0, but he's like he's definitely kind of a wild card, but he'll definitely put on a show.
Yeah, he's a little volatile. Yeah, that's the word I like to use. So, all right, Joshua Love, and we are talking about Jack Davis. So here comes Josh Love and Jack Davis. And I got to tell you, Love earlier in practice, he had some mistakes. He wasn't looking as rock solid as he was yesterday. Maybe, either lack of sleep or where he's at, mindset, don't know what's going on with him. And Jack Davis, the Deechworks BMW. So again, all BMW battle here, E46, E36. Here we go. Coming on into that first outside zone. Josh Love into that first outside zone. Jack Davis, look at him shooting in on the inside. Like I said, the grip levels changing from yesterday to today. Jack Davis does have that proximity, but he's taking a way shallower line. Joshua Love finds that third outside zone. No problem. Jack Davis, very shallow now to that final outside zone. Joshua Love, set it and forget it. So Josh was loving that run as well as Jack. Struggle bus population, him right now trying to find those outside zones.
Yeah, I agree there. It seemed like he was just struggling to try reeling Josh here. They had a really good initiation, initiating at the same time, both filling the zone, but Jack just kind of falls short there. Yeah. Almost every chase we've seen so far has been really short. They're not getting in that pocket where they need to in outer zone 2 to the lead driver here, but Josh does an awesome job filling outer zone 3, brings it around here. Davis a little late to the party on the transition there as they fill out outer zone 4, and he's not even present in outer zone 4. So at this point, the needle's towards Josh Love here as we can take another look from the sky here. Josh filling up that outer zone 2 straight away. Davis trying to make up some ground here as he sacrifices a little bit of his line, a lot of his line as they go into outer zone 3, not even present in 3. Transition a little lazy there, and from Davis as we get to the finish line here, Josh sending back up the bank. So
just a little boop of the snoot on that last outside zone 4 for Davis. Oh boy, so Jack is calling a competition timeout. So not only is he having a little bit of trouble here, let's throw him in that burnout box, kids. All right, expediting. So unfortunately, Jack Davis calls that OMT. We are looking at the other. What's that? Competition timeout? What did I say?
OMT.
I'm sorry. I get my letters mixed up. All right, so competition timeout, courtesy of NGK. So there's some more letters for you. All right, so FD, CTO,
I can only count to 4.
SORRY, IB. All right, so we are seeing Sorensen talk about Amanda Sorensen there. Take a look at the bracket. This is our roadmap. Hobson, Matta, they are in. Connor O'Sullivan waiting to find out, will it be Love or Davis? As Wimbledon's going on, so very fitting with the Love. Wimbledon, I've been following Wimbledon at all. I feel like you're a big tennis guy.
No, the wife was
I'm joking. You're not. And then, so again, right now we're looking at Amanda Sorensen, #2 qualifier. That vehicle has again been put to the test. It's been turning and burning both in ProSpec and in Pro with her brother Brandon Sorensen at the helm. But Dustin Miles, he's been working hard. He's been banging away for quite a few years. So we'd love to see him step up. But again, we are going to see Amanda Sorensen give it all she's got. So Dustin Miles and the Fast Mods G Technique and Finish Masters vehicle. So shouting out his sponsors there as we got the Air Force BMW of Amanda Sorensen. Again, Amanda qualifying #2, comes out of the gate, and Dustin Miles right there initiating Amanda Sorensen. Dustin Miles applying the pressure. Again, we saw a lot of the vehicles previously shooting on the inside, those outside zones. Dustin Miles, he does get out there, but could see a little bit more proximity, maybe playing it safe. You know, again, just the temperament here. Amanda, all of that third outside zone. Nice job. Gets in the red and white strip. Oh, boy, that is... Let's back that up.
Yeah.
Let's back that up. That is a very unfortunate... That's something that we saw earlier from Hobson and Trevor Root. That could really... that could hurt her.
Yeah, that wasn't quite a loop, but I couldn't quite tell if it was 3 wheels or not. But look at Miles putting on the pressure in outer zone 1, doing a great job. They're doing a little left foot braking here. Could have did a little better job of anticipating that transition. Amanda's filling up that outer zone 2, but he sacrificed a little bit of line there. Awesome. She was flirting with the wall the whole through outer zone 3. Miles does a good job here anticipating that transition as he gets nice and cozy with her in outer zone 4. So we're looking at the judges here to see if that was 3 wheels off or not for Sorensen here as they fill out outer zone 1, taking another look at the Air Force replay here. She's filling out outer zone 2, and Dustin, probably the better of the chase that we've seen so far getting through outer zone 2. Look at that proximity to that wall, just beautifully filling that zone. Miles, nice dive in there. Will it be enough? In my opinion, I think she still had at least 2 wheels on.
I think it was just 2. I think it was just 2, but you know, it's very unfortunate.
Maybe they can slow it down here for us, but oh, that front right, like you can just see it get upset as it hit the rumble strip. So that I can see the judges kind of conversing here and see what they're going to say. We'll find out.
Yeah, and this could be another scenario that we saw where like, oh, Hobson, it's over, man. You know, and then and again, me personally, I think that's obviously a deficit. I don't think that was an incomplete. That's what I'm looking at. So that's my knee-jerk reaction. Ready? Boom. Bang. All right, here we go. Dustin Miles now out front. Let's not leave it in the judges' hands. Make it definitive. Dustin Miles throws it down. Here comes Amanda Sorensen in that chase position. Miles in that second outside zone. Amanda Sorensen, you see her not as much angle, trying to fight to get out to that now third outside zone. She gets out there. Dustin Miles, again, leading. Here comes to our last final outside zone. We saw some mistakes being made, but Dustin Miles fills that last outside zone. Good angle, that perspective, as we call it, the truth serum, that overhead really just shows you what is going down on that track and placement of the vehicle in those zones.
Yeah, big time here. I think he got a little bit of ahead of her on the run up here, but she tries to reel in some ground. Dustin does a good job. Could have used a little more angle through outer zone 1, but he did kind of have a later transition and kind of lost momentum going outer zone 2. So I think that's what kind of upset Amanda's chase. They're going into outer zone 2, and now we're getting through 3 here. Does a good job filling that. Not as deep as Amanda went. Now he flings it around here. Amanda wasn't quite there through outer zone 4 like Miles was in that last zone. So we'll see what the judges have to say here.
All right, so we are seeing Who is going to move on? Amanda Sorensen, Dustin Miles, slide him left for Sorensen or right for Dustin Miles. Miles gets the win. Talking to the judges, you don't need to throw on your headset. That mistake, just too much to make up. All right, so again, unfortunately, Amanda going, was it deemed incomplete or just a big deficit with the 2 wheels off? It was likely 3. Okay, it was close, but splitting hairs here, but that was a big deficit. Dustin, I believe it, in my perspective, that's what I said. It was too big of a mistake to offset. Dustin didn't. He missed some zones, but overall didn't have that large mistake.
Exactly. Like we were not discussing any large mistakes on Dustin's side. So.
No. Yeah, just shallowed up a little bit here and there, but again, trying to keep between the lines. So moving on, unfortunately, Amanda Sorensen is out. Congratulations to her for #2 qualifying position. She really, again, put on one heck of a show. And now we move on to Geoff Dmitriy, Brutskiy. Dmitriy, he's back, man. Again, looking really strong. Brutskiy, I don't know when he's gonna, he's gonna come out, man. Like, again, we haven't seen the Brutskiy of previous years. Again, never settled, Drift HQ, still got a smile on his face, but still, we haven't seen that breakout moment.
Yeah, where's the flame hasn't been fully lit. It's there, but we just got to crank up the wick.
Light the wick, light the fuse, excuse me. All right, here we go. Geoff Dmitriy out front. Good qualifying for him, and Dmitriy Brutskiy out back. Geoff Dmitriy initiates that first outside zone, now coming in that second outside zone. Brutskiy, watch this, trying to lunge forward. No, I thought he was going to come and surge forward as Dmitriy, that third, again, a great arc. Again, that lead car, every time that lead car, they're having a really good arc outside zone 2 to 3. Brutskiy having a bit of a tough time there in outside zone 4.
Yeah, that was a really good lead run from Dmitriy. I really like that. And Brutskiy didn't really capture the opportunity there as we kind of expected him to as a couple champion here. So look, I really liked Dmitry's flick in there, but it just felt like Brutskiy was working the whole time to get that proximity. He had a good transition here. I was hoping that he would gain momentum there, but he did stay in that outer zone 2 as he may or may not have should have. I think he should have sacrificed a little angle there. It would have helped him in the later part of the course here as he kind of had a weird transition behind Dmitriy there in outer zone 4. So the needle's definitely wavering in Dmitry's favor at this juncture.
All right. Yeah, like you said, Brutskiy kind of, like I said, when's he going to show up? Come on, man. He's got to bring it. I have a feeling it's right now. He's going to be out front. He's got the clean air. He's not going to look in his rearview mirror. He's just going to put down a championship run that we know he has. But Dmitriy, he's got something to prove. He had a kind of a slow trickle of a start, and now he's turned it up here in St. Louis.
Yeah, not to mention his qualifying score, #7. So we can't always go on the qualifying score because, like Rudy Hansen and stuff, but let's check it out.
All right, yeah, it's not absolutely indicative of it. Here we go. Dmitriy Brutskiy initiates that first outside zone. Big, massive angle. Like I said, I think he's going to show up here. Dmitriy needs to keep consistent with them, and he could very well have the victory, but right now, Brutskiy has put on one heck of a lead run. Doesn't get all the way out there, but look at Dmitriy as he gets a surge here, and a surge and attack. All right. All right. Now it falls in the judge's hands. It is a case of, oh my gosh, look at this. Here's a can. Whoop, let's open it up. What's going on here? All right.
I'll tell you one thing. I feel Dmitry's chase run was a lot more smoother than Brutskiy's. Looking at it, the knee jerk, as you say. So looking at the outer zone 1 here, Dmitry's right there, sacrificing a little bit of angle to get the proximity. Does a good job of here anticipating the transition as they go into outer zone 2. Excuse me. And he puts in, oh, we're back to outer zone 1. All right. So let's take another look from the drone here as Dmitriy puts on the pressure here into outer zone 2. Despite his not so much proximity, but he kept it smooth, and in outer zone 3, he made a really good transition here, making up the ground that Brutskiy didn't do in his chase run. So if I had to waver by just a whisper of a witch, it would be towards Dmitriy at this point.
All right, there's Max. He's going to give the verdict. Is it going Brutskiy? Is it going Dmitriy? What do we got? Here's our BC Racing Go for Gold side by side. BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift. Go for Gold. So our judges requesting a side by side, lead versus lead, chase versus chase. So who had the better lead run? Who had the better chase run? All things considered, talking about proximity, that rate to angle. X Factor is more of a qualifying thing, but if you throw down just this phenomenal lead run, that chase driver's like, what is going on out front? That's going to be, the needle's kind of going your way. So let's take a look at it here, courtesy of BC Racing.
Yeah, I really like they both had similar initiations, but Brutskiy definitely in the deficit there. Dmitriy doing a better job in outer zone 1 chasing. Dmitriy filling out outer zone 2 just a little bit better, but you can see Dmitriy's a little more smooth there. Brutskiy wavering in the chase position there. He gets a little Dmitriy, look at that proximity he had over Brutskiy's chase. Brutskiy not about the same depth in the lead position as Dmitriy, and I stand by my earlier statement. I think Dmitry's got a little bit of an edge here.
We'll see. We will see. Again, just all things considered, we will see. And this is where you know, it's all perspective. That's the buzzword here. Robin Ishida, Ryan Lontaine, Chris Ewell, Nabi Rashida, Geoff Dmitriy, Dmitriy Brutskiy. Slide him left for Dmitriy or right for Brutskiy, and it looks like Geoff Dmitriy likes to party. He moves on and advances on. Unfortunately, Brutskiy. Robbie, what was the verdict there? You don't need to throw on your headset. Just give me a short cleanliness. Okay, so chase. It came down to chase. Came down to effort. A little tidier as opposed. So Geoff Dmitriy having the tidier chase run. Both of them had lead runs. So it's going to be Dmitriy versus Miles in the Great 8. Again, that TireStacks.com Great 8. There's a couple more battles here in top 16, and we got the second half of Josh Love and Jack Davis. You can recall Jack was coming up short in that chase position, gripping up, not able to get out to the outside zones, chasing Josh Love. Jack calling that competition timeout. We'll see if he's 100%. And Josh Love, again, don't want inactive chase, but if he plays it smart, we got to restart here.
Dirty start.
Oh, dirty start. All right, so Jack, did you jump the light?
That only because I heard him say that. I didn't see it.
Okay. That's your role, dude. That's like you should have. You just it's like your spidey sense.
I was sleeping.
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously he wasn't sleeping on the line. He was getting just brat.
Yeah.
Yep. 3 strikes are out, so that is 1 strike against Jack Davis. You don't jump the light. Again, that chase car can roll out, but the lead car cannot until, boom, the lights are extinguished. You don't want to hit a cone. If you hit a cone, that's strike 2, and no cones were hit in the making of this start. Here we go, Jack Davis, Speedworks, BMW, Josh Love. The team knows the angle proximity, not exactly mirroring that angle. Oh, and Josh Love comes out of that angle. He does have proximity. Now remember, Jack was really short, so again, where are the judges going to favor? Is it proximity? Is it filling the zones? And here we go in that final outside zone. Jack Davis does find it, and Josh Love looks like, again, not the prettiest in that second outside zone, but overall, I think he did have good placement, decent proximity. Jack, again, if you can recount it, he wasn't anywhere in the outside zone.
Yeah, whatever they had to do in that competition timeout, I think really helped Jack. I think he did a really good, smooth lead run here to give Josh the opportunity to have a good chase here. Josh getting a little piece of that actual rumble strip there. If that's the problem with the best proximity we've seen in outer zone 2. He's in the pocket, still in the zone, keeping the pressure on through outer zone 3. Check out this anticipation of his transition here. Both filling the zone in. Josh Love has definitely got the advantage here in my most humble of opinion.
Absolutely, and I will tell you to reiterate what you said. Jack Davis, really great lead run. What they did, regardless, really helped Jack Davis out in that lead run. But I think it's too little too late, unfortunately, for Jack Davis. And I believe Josh Love is going to get the victory here. And there it is, unanimously. Josh Love gets the win, and he advances on. He's going against O'Sullivan in the Great 8. So 2 more battles left in the Royal Purple Top 16. Advancing on here into our Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. You see our Pedal Commander Burnout box. We got the double box.
This is what I've been looking for.
What's that?
Madison
who do we got?
And
Blake Olson. Okay. Yeah, these guys. This is a bar brag. Let's call it that. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I had you. You never had your car, bro. All right, so Blake Olson or Derek Madison. We will see who comes out on top. But yeah, D-Mads, this is his home track. He lives here in St. Louis. Fuel Lab, his sponsor. Night Vision, Zone 1. Blake Olson, again, fairly equally matched. I don't know if you think 650. He's going to be a little bit more than that.
I mean,
is he sandbagging, Mads?
These numbers are usually fluffed, but that's probably pretty accurate.
All right, so claiming 650, 800. But yeah, rightfully so. You are totally correct. D-Mat's qualifying 3rd. Blake Olson qualifying 14th. But that, as you said earlier, that's qualifying. That's out the window. Who's going to have, again, the better chase? Who's going to have the better lead? I really do believe here in ProSpec and in Pro, we've seen it. It's coming down to the chase. Who has that seat time? Who's comfortable in their car? Who's comfortable on these outside zones? Who's willing to risk, especially an outside zone 4. Derek Madison out front, that Fuel Lab S chassis. Blake Olson aggressive, gets into the dirt, and Blake Olson looked like, don't know if there was contact. Again, both them getting in the dirt. Let's go to that Truth Serum camera. So we knew it was going to be aggressive, but right out of the gate, bang.
Yeah.
They exchanged some punches.
Notice how much faster they went as soon as they got into that grass. It's just an attest to how the moisture in the air is still definitely present here outside of the course.
Yeah, it is slick, and you can see that mud bog out there.
Yeah, let's see here. So Madison does a really nice rolling initiation. Look at Olson, throws on angle, boop, there it is.
Okay, well, take this into consideration.
Okay.
How deep was Derek Madison into the dirt, and how much does that slow down the car? So,
granted, yeah, you don't see much smoke there, but by the time he got hit, he was already kind of getting into 2 wheels off.
was again just playing devil's advocate here. Yeah, D-cell lights. Here we go. So again, at what point are you allowed to decel? At what point does the dirt affect you? At what point, is it Blake's fault? Is it Derek's fault? This is where the judges have to scrutinize.
Yeah, I think Derek was trying to not get any more deep, and you can see the smoke was kind of trailing off there before he got hit. So yeah, you might have convinced me there that it might be Madison's fault.
There's a great vantage point of the D-cell light. This is debuted this year. Thank you to Type S for again applying that technology to this. So it's assistant fault for contact. So you'll see it on the windshield. Green positive G's. Imagine again a weight on a string inside the vehicle. It's not attached to throttle. It's the accelerometer, right? So positive G's, neutral, negative G's. So again, if the nose of the car goes down, it's red, or if the car decels, right? And then if you're accelerating, you get positive G's. You're getting kind of thrown in the back of the seat. It's just as simple as that. And this is a great tool to be utilized by the judge now. So neutral, decel, neutral. You see the yellow kind of flickering there.
Yep.
So is that considered coasting essentially? Yellow, he's slowing down.
Yeah, blue is coasting.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So again, yellow slowing down. Red is decel. So again, excel, decel. So yeah.
But
yeah, see.
Chris confirmed it was Madison's fault for the collision. So
there it is. So Derek Madison is at fault. So what happens here? The repercussions. Derek Madison, if he wants to utilize his NGK competition timeout, he would have to use that. Blake Olson not at fault. Also advantage. All right. So Derek Madison is calling his NGK competition timeout, and Blake Olson, he can get hands on his vehicle. He will not see the repercussions of utilizing it, but stay out of the mud. Don't don't get involved.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a tarp. It's a crepe. All right, so we are seeing a lot of mud out here on track. Yeah, go ahead, as we're gonna. Hey, wrapping out here as we get a little cleanup on aisle 4. Chris Yule, elaborate. What do we got?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, in years past, we've had collisions like that very similarly, and without the lights like we have now, you're kind of, was the chase car coming in too hot? Was the lead car off throttle? And here you can clearly see on Madison's windshield that it's yellow, which means he's slowing down. So you're like, bam, I don't need to watch
walk us through
14
right here.
replays.
So again, what's going
So you
through
can
your
see
mind
it's
as one of the
yellow
judges?
here. He's in the zone. He should be on throttle, and he's not. So he's
All right,
not fulfilling his lead driver goals at that point.
Yeah, keep showing it. See green.
Decel at beginning of the zone there. Now he should be on throttle, and it's yellow.
Another point, there's no decel zone before the initiation as well. So
It should be like you're gonna do something with the car, right? You're gonna get it set up, but you should be driving through that zone immediately.
yeah.
And yeah, you see Blake, watch. So look at the contrast here. Blake's full green. He's fully pinning it.
Bettering the angle.
and he can't go anywhere. Unfortunately,
Yep.
Derek Madison just point of no return.
Yeah, so perfect
Great
use of
vantage
the
point.
lights.
great insight, Chris. Thank you for that contribution. And again, thank you to Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift, for giving us that that tool. It's, again, another great tool. You see Sim Magic on the walls. You can see Sim Magic yourself for this round and other rounds if you're planning on coming down here. They have 3 great packages for you to experience front of the line Sim Drift experience, courtesy of Sim Magic and Extreme Sim Racing. We have a $20 package, a $40 package, and a $1,000 package. What are they? Well, $20 gets you a front of the line pass, skip the line and schedule a 5-minute session, limited 10 slots per day. We've got a $40 package, 1 hour early entry into venue. You get a scheduled 15-minute Sim Drift experience, limited to 24 slots for Friday and Saturday, and then $1,000 for the rent the Sim Drift experience for a private 1-hour party. So again, limited to 2 private parties per day. So experience Sim Magic, a great supporter and sponsor of Formula Drift. See our Formula Drift official merchandise tent, and not only can you pick up your official Formula Drift merchandise, as you can also pick up Type S gear. There is the Type S booth, and we have special pricing available only at Formula Drift events here, as well as Utah, Seattle, and Irwindale. You can pick up Type S Pro Series PSL Smart Underglow. You got jump starter packs with USB-C cable, Type S Pro Series Ultra Slim Smart LED trim kit, and even the Larry Chen Signature Light 360 LED video light and power bank. So that is at the Formula Drift booth. Type S products available here and at every round of Formula Drift. So take a short break. When we come back, we will continue with the action here. Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime.
Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome to the streets of Long Beach. Look at that. It is a beautiful day here in Southern California.
Buchanan, the official performance air filter of Formula Drift.
NGK makes ignition coils. Why? Because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making better coils. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance. And because we race to win, we improve the design, testing, and validation of our coils for better performance. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together.
This is Torque Motorsport.
Driving too fast, I don't wanna wait. We driving the days, we stepping in late. Nothing but blind and free on the tape. Let's be alive and we gonna skate. Let's be alive and we gonna
Holy
skate. You wanted to ride, you wanted to ride.
Rockstar Energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
All right, we are seeing our next battle on deck, and we are looking at Nate Chen and Andy Hateley. Again, Nate Chen and Andy Hateley will finish out Derek Madison and Blake Olson. It should be a great battle here. Nate Chen, he's been pretty tidy when he's on. Both these drivers, again, a little bit volatile, kind of have moments of greatness and then just moments of absolute
less than stellar.
Less than stellar. Thank you. All right, here we go. But Andy Hateley, the Drift Wizard, steadily into that first outside zone. Here comes Nate Chen. And now coming to that second outside zone, you can see really great angle. Wow, massive angle, Andy. I don't know if needed even that much there, but he finds the third outside zone and transitions into that final outside zone. Andy right there on that course edge. Again, not getting the red and white. That is off course, just to clarify. And Nate Chen decent. You know,
Yeah.
got out there, didn't have really close proximity. Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, like what Chen did in outer zone 2 here, but almost had a failure to launch here as Hateley getting outer zone 1. He had a lot of angle there, pulling it back in outer zone 2. Look at Chen staying right there in the pocket, putting on the pressure. Could have been a little closer, but it's a little difficult in outer zone 2. But Andy pulling out little angles. They go through outer zone 3, and Chen a little late in the transition here, going into outer zone 4. Andy fully filling it in, and Chen trying to make up some ground there as they finish out the course here and leave a little bit of something on the track here. Looking at the drone here, looking at the proximity here that Chen's trying to put on here, but he's a little late in the transition. You could have anticipated that a little better as they go into outer zone 4. Would have given a little more of an edge in this battle here if you could have put on the pressure there.
All right, here we are taking a look at, here are the gentlemen. Look at that. You got clean cut Nate Chen, and you got a mug shot. This guy, I don't know what he did that was so bad, but he does have some magic spells that he produces. Maybe he says, shave a magico. He shaved Nate Chen's face. Maybe that was
Shave a
his spell.
magico.
Yeah. So Andy Hateley, again, small in stature, but you know, if I'm going down a dark alley, I'd go the other way if I saw Andy Hateley. You know,
Jeez.
Just I don't know.
Make him sound like a hobo.
I mean, you know, a spade's a spade. No, I say that lovingly. I've known Andy for years, and he's having a lot of fun. If you haven't seen the Drift Wizard, he is his social media has been really blowing up. I know he's got some shirts that he's selling, all that stuff. So really cool. Hood hatcher trunk open. Oh boy, don't want anybody to get affected here.
It looks like Max is giving him some professional courtesy here as we zip tie the.
That is high speed zip ties right there, my friend. All right. Let's see zip tie. Yeah, make sure. Maybe throw another one on there. Throw another zip tie, maybe. We'll see. Again, he might back that thing into a wall, and we'll see. So
yeah, he has an opportunity to call his 5.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Here we go. So Nate Chen out front, Andy Hateley in the chase position through that start chicane. Here comes Nate Chen in the outside zone. Nice flick by Chen. Look at that, really on that course's edge, riding the razor. Does not get cut, and into that second outside zone. Good job by Nate Chen. Andy Hateley comes at it a little bit, but not too much. I want to see that overhead view, and then in that final outside zone, who's going to push, who's going to finish strong, an exclamation point. Nate Chen, you saw aggressive flick. He did get in an outside zone. Looks like he expedited it about the halfway point, but let's get that overhead view, that True Serum camera, and see who really stood out.
Yeah, I feel like Chen's initiation here was like kind of stood him apart from Andy's initiation here, like just really flicking in there, really feeling out the zone. Hateley still putting on the pressure here as they go into outer zone 1, getting right in that pocket, right where he needed to be. He's got a couple tires in the zone, does put a little angle here to make up some ground, but Chen pouring on the smoke here, and he does a little better job of anticipating, but he just couldn't quite reel in Chen towards the outer zone 4. So this is a really close one for me, Jared. I really couldn't decide here. Looking at the drone here, look at that flick into the outer zone 1. Hateley trying to compromise a little angle, getting a little proximity, but I really like what he did in outer zone 2. Almost would like to see a side-by-side in that outer zone 2 to see who did a better job there anyway. Because as far as that goes, between Chen's initiation and outer zone 2 and how well they did, it was about the same on the rest of the course, in my opinion.
So not a 10 out of Chen. Maybe
No.
like, okay, 7, 6er out of Chen. All right, so I think we're going to see the side-by-side.
Either a result or a side-by-side.
Yeah.
Side-by-side.
Go, BC Racing, go for gold, side-by-side. Slide-by-slide. I say thank you. And I think this is absolutely justified.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, it looked like Andy kind of almost had a failure to launch here. He wanted a bigger flick, but look at how well Chen did flicking that thing into outer zone 1 here. Both put on similar pressure here in outer zone 2. They're almost in the same position. Hateley maybe have a little bit of advantage in outer zone 2, but now look at Chen's proximity here in outer zone 3. A little better than Hateley, but this is where Chen kind of doesn't shine as well as Hateley did in that transition, but they both kind of kept, and Chen kind of went off course there. Now that is
Like it might have been
past
after,
the finish line,
yeah.
but
tough one.
Yeah, big time.
That is a tough one. So we'll give you the update here between Blake Olson and D-Mads, but right now the verdict coming in for Andy Hateley, Nate Chen. And which way is it going? All right, here it is. taking a look at Chen and Hateley. Slide him left for Hateley, right for Nate Chen. One more time, and it's a one more time. So they're going at it again, and that is unanimous. And I agree. Just again, mistakes on either end. So here we go. We are seeing on the start line, we are seeing Blake Olson, because unfortunately Derek Madison, again, just a lot of pressure on him. This is home track. He goes off course. He calls that comp timeout after contact, could not fix his vehicle. So Derek Madison has to retire. So here's a bye run for that Zone 1 Night Vision BMW. Blake Olson gets the win, advances on. So this is bye run. We'll lay out and listen to this wound up BMW. You want to see the run in its entirety. We saw not even our first outside zone.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to see, you know. And unfortunately, it sounded like Madison broke a knuckle on that collision, so it was just too much to repair in 5 minutes.
All right, you got the CoraWorks Elton on the hood of Blake Olson's vehicle. Shout out again to CoraWorks Tyler. We're pulling for you, bud. Get better soon. And of course, Greg Bucell and the whole CoraWorks camp in ATL. But Zone 1 and that TNVC BMW on GT Radial tires gets the win and advances on. All right, well, we were supposed to have Chen and Hateley a victory there, but looks like we are going to see them go one more time. And so congratulations, Hobson and Matta, O'Sullivan and Love, Dustin Miles and Geoff Donati, and then Blake Olson versus either Nate Chen or Andy Hateley. And there is how our top 16 is shaping up into the Grade 8. So the TireStacks.com Grade 8, the official tire service provider of the ProSpec Championship. All right, so again, if you have not played Torque Drift, download it now. Torque Drift 2 is the official drifting game of the Formula Drift series. Head on over to torquemotorsport.io for all the latest game updates, exclusive partnership announcements, and motorsport content on their official YouTube channel at Torque Motorsport. And again, Sim Magic. Head over to the Sim Magic activation tent. Get ready to experience the ultimate drifting simulators. Our simulators offer a hyper-realistic drifting experience that will leave you feeling like a pro. Check out Sim Magic. And again, it is official. You can officially bet real cash dollars, baby. So and we got fantasy as well. So just pick a side, available in 33 states. So join the action now. Get out your phone. It's on your screen, so you can scan the QR code. Boom, there you go. So FDR fantasy scoring. So pick a side. You got Matt Field, Osbo. That's going down earlier. So Worldwide Technology Raceway playing host to round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. We have one more battle left in the 16 to forge our Grade 8. Little cleanup here on the track. We'll be right back. Matt Soap, I'm Jared DeAnda. Mother Nature's sun's coming out right now, but let's just not see any rain, okay? I made a call. All right, there they are, Hobson and Matta. When we come back, we first have to find out who joins them in the 8. This is it. The finals are set. The lights are on. Who is going to win? Celebrating 20 years of FD, baby. 4 rounds, 4 different winners. Send it. Here we go. This is Formula Drift, and we are on the streets of Long Beach for the first round. This is a grudge match. Your winner, Matt, the Beast from the Bay, welcome out to Road Atlanta. This is round 2 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Lockett Jr., 2-time champion. Lockett Jr., the Carroll Shelby of our generation right now.
The battles that we had at Orlando, I mean, they were intense. There was a lot of contact with the inside.
Are you kidding me? Look at that!
You know how Chelsea always drives. I'm very excited to see.
That was awesome! This is Englishtown Raceway Park, also known as Round 4. Simon Olson, Adam Elsie, neither have had a Formula Drift overall win, and one of them is going to make history. This is an absolute gladiator battle right here.
We're only at the halfway point. 4 more rounds, 4 more winners. We'll see you in St. Louis. Send it, Formula Drift Nation.
Just throws up on the early transition.
Made in Japan. Breed.
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or Monster Jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
If you want to get everything you need to know about Monster Jam, about motorsports, you got to go to UNOH.
It's been the best opportunity I've ever taken. I've gotten so many opportunities, so many different connections.
You build every basic skill that you need to be able to work in racing and get your foot in the door.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
All right, there it is, the famous arch. Is that the bridge that you ran over, Brian? Is that the famous bridge? No? Brian, right? Okay. Further that way, okay. You can't see where he's pointing, but it's that way. So they went that way. Again, spent a lot of time here in St. Louis Auto Show with the RTR camp. And speaking of RTR, 3 in a row in pro. Can they make it 4? If James Dean gets that 4th in a row, that is just bonkers town, dude.
Big time.
Yeah, all right. Speaking of bonkers, Andy Hateley, Nate Chen, who's going to come out on top? We go one more time. Who's going against Blake Olson from Las Vegas? Andy Hateley will steadily, deadly first. Habanero, shout out to Gonzo, his big fluffy beast of a dog in that first outside zone. Wow, look at that. Andy Hateley says, okay, here we go. Hold my staff. Going to that second outside zone. Good angle by Andy Hateley. Nate Chen, so a little bit of separation there, but look at that. Nate Chen just quickly jumps back into that last outside zone. Andy Hateley delivers. Nate Chen coming a bit short, and Andy Hateley goes a little bit deep there, but it looked like it was beyond the finish line. So some good execution there. Learned some things. Did their homework. They studied hard. Now are they going to pass the SATs?
Yeah, I feel like Chen went a little harder in his chase here. You almost over 50 here in zone 1 as we can look in the eye in the sky here as Hateley feels that zone really well. And well, from our original angle, Chen looked like he was almost going to go off, but he stayed in the pocket here, filling out outer zone 2. Hateley trying to get some more momentum as he pours on the throttle here, getting in outer zone 3. Chen still definitely present here in the chase, does a little better job than last time anticipating, but he kind of over-rotated and set him up to be shallow in outer zone 4 while Hateley was fully filling it. Taking another look here from the drone here. Look at that. Hateley filling all that outer zone 1. Chen, good anticipation, just a little bit of over-rotation, so then he's absent in outer zone 4. So that's going to be the only deficit I can see in the chase, and Hateley is doing a really good job in the lead run.
Yeah, great vantage point. Great vantage point, Matt. And here we are. Nate Chen will lead. Hateley, give a chase. Max, send him down the pipe. There is Nate Chen. See how aggressive that flick is. Kind of rolls into it. And Andy Hateley backs off right out of the gate. Can he get back to that proximity? Oh, Nate Chen kind of had a hiccup there, almost a little hesitation in second outside zone. Andy Hateley not very aggressive going to that third outside zone. And here it is, the exclamation point. How are we going to end? Nate Chen fills it, and Andy Hateley comes up short.
Yeah.
So again, kind of tit for tat, but Hateley, I got to tell you, maybe a little bit hesitant on that initiation.
Yeah, I think.
And that ended up
Yeah, go ahead.
causing being off the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like he, from the get-go there in AutoZone 1, he could have been a little more aggressive, and it kind of set the tone for the rest of his chase in the course here. So awesome flick here from Chen, and Hateley a little lazy to initiate, and he was just, a few car lengths there as Chen pulls off on the angle there and doesn't quite fill AutoZone 2 as well. So the judges might be looking at that. If Andy did a little better job, then the minor mistakes that Andy made in the chase run here might not be as big of a deficit as we first thought, because Andy did do a little better job in filling out his own 4, where I think Chen was completely absent there. So maybe we'll get a side-by-side, maybe we won't, but let's take a look at the drone here as we get through outer zone 3. Hateley does a good job here, putting on the pressure. Chen throwing it in the outer zone 4, and Hateley right there with him. So we have to split hairs. That's a
beard hairs? Are we splitting beard hairs here?
Only, yeah.
Exclusively beard hairs off Andy Hateley. Again, two very talented drivers, two different kind of driving styles. Love that Andy Hateley, got that victory on the debut of that car last year in Orlando. Nate Chen looking for that elusive podium. And again, he's just been elevating his driving game. Here we go, slide him left for Hateley, right for Chen, and we got one for Andy Hateley. Andy Hateley gets the win. Hey, Robbie, if you could throw on the headset here, I want you to elaborate. What was the standout? And again, it was unanimous. What stood out for you by comparison of Hateley to Chen?
Well, it came down to the leads, and pretty much both of the drivers had mistakes, several mistakes going into 4 and in the chase position as well. But then the biggest deficit may be Chen missing outside zone 2, and Hateley was able to mimic that better in the chase position. And we did look at, overall the outside zone 1 area as well, but then in the lead position, Chen missing outside zone 2 is probably the biggest mistake he made.
All right, so there it is. Thank you so much, Robin Ishida. So again, you can't have a good chase run if you don't have a good lead run, and Andy Hateley adapted to, unfortunately, Nate Chen having that mistake. The big blaring kind of elephant in the room was that outside zone 2 for Nate Chen in the lead, and Hateley adapted. So that's what that was the big one.
Yeah, it was like that truth serum of the overhead drone really played a big part in that, because we couldn't see that live. And like you said, you got to have a good canvas before you make a painting, and that's kind of like the lead in the chase.
Gosh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, you like that?
I'm gonna get that tattooed. you got. What is that again? You gotta what?
Got to have a good canvas for a good painting.
Oh my gosh, is that a tear? Are you crying?
I think you are. You're projecting.
That's it. Mic drop. Boom. Mom's spaghetti, mom's ready. You gotta have a beautiful canvas before you get ready. Here we go, talking about our next battle, our first battle in the Grade 8. We got Ben Hobson in that pedal commander, Enos Oil, Coral Works, S chassis on field suspension. Of course, all of them on GT radials, all of them running Link engine management. Matta and Hobson. Again, we talk about that wild card of Austin Matta. Just definitely, both these guys very fun level. And again, this is another bragging rights one. Hobson's been on it. Matta maybe just a little bit more of a wild card, just given his season where he's at. And again, Hobson got gifted earlier with Trevor Root making that mistake. Hobson made the mistake first. Trevor Root did it both out front. So sun's coming out. Temperature's probably going to go up here in a little. I mean, not a ton. Just relax. I see he's cringing here, but not a lot. But the sun is that variable. Mother Nature saying, "Hey, how you doing? Staying out of the heat?" No. Yeah, here we go. You're definitely going to be all up in that heat as Hobson and Matta, our first battle, the TireStacks.com Grade 8. There's a stats tip for Tat. Look at that. Fairly equally matched. Fairly similar cars. I mean, S chassis, LSs. 29 years old. They're both Geminis. Long walks on the beach. That's what they love. And Hobson loves the hot moms. That's again bears repeating. He's got that flag on his roof. And and again, his dad, just a really cool cat. He's fun to rap out with. Here we go. First battle of the Grade 8. Who's moving on to the Final Four? Will it be Hobson or Austin Matta? Ben Hobson. See how he handles it. Little Manji entry into that first outside zone. Matta very confident on that initiation in the chase position. That's exactly what we're going to see with our first battle of the grade 8. Hobson, amazing angle. Look at that front lock. Absolutely set it and forget it in that third outside zone. Matta goes deep, man, but we need to see that proximity catch up to him. And again, Hobson barely in that last outside zone, but a good fluid arc. I really like the fluidity of Hobson from even outside zone 2 to 4. You saw the transition. It was very graceful, very clean, very nice.
And that's the thing to note. Like once he sets that angle, it doesn't waver much, and that's a lot of things that can set a run apart from that the judges are looking for. But look at how Ben goes into the outer zone 2, fully feeling it there, like almost to the back of the zone there. Matta still very, very present here. Look at that, locked in, little left foot break in there, coming in there. Yeah, boom, right in the pocket. Matta could have been a little better job anticipating that transition, would have given a little more edge in the chase there. So we'll see. We'll reverse the roles, see what Matta has with clean air.
Hold me closer, Tiny Dancer, because the mascot is Elton on the roof of his vehicle, because he's a rocket man. So
I know that one.
Yeah. See, again, you're more metal. I'm more soft yacht rock. You know, Delilah. That's me. That's me right there.
Wah.
Yeah. Wah. I'm more. Yep. Right. Ryan loves them. Here we go. Let's change it up. Austin Matta to Ben Hobson. The second half of this battle. Matta, I think, is going to throw down really aggressively, but no, contrary to popular belief. Oh, smooth. Look at that way early entry, getting that first outside zone, down the second outside zone. And Matta looks like he is duplicating what Hobson did. Right into that last outside zone, but look at the proximity Ben Hobson has. It's going to come down to this last outside zone. Who's moving to the final 4? Hobson, again, good proximity, doesn't get into outside zone 4. This is going to be a tough one to call, because again, where is kind of the judging criteria leaning more towards? Is it, again, can't have a good, what's it, the canvas and the painting?
You got to have a good canvas or a beautiful painting.
Exactly. You got to prep the car. Now, you know, a good paint job, 90% of that is prep work, right?
Oh, I know that. I know that game for sure. So it's those little things that stand out, like as far as like Ben's chase in outer zone 4 was a little better in my opinion, but then Matta had a little trouble in initiating here in outer zone 1, so you can kind of see that he does fill the zone really well, but Ben is has a lot more proximity, I feel like, than Matta had in outer zone 1 and in outer zone 2. He keeps the pressure on, not even wavering. But Matta, awesome there. That's one highlight in his lead run. Super close to that wall, even more further than Hobson was in his lead. And again, Hobson advantage in the outer zone 4 in the chase position there, I believe. So, oh, man, tough call for sure.
Yeah, again, Matta, you saw it, and here it is. And I think this is absolutely justified, getting that BC Racing side by side. BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift. Their motto is go for gold. Who's going for gold here? Moving on into the final 4. There it is. What do we got? Camera 3.
Take a look at this here. So Hobson with a much more aggressive initiation here, but look at his chase run here. A little more pressure there. Almost titanious runs here as they go into outer zone 2. Matta falling back there in outer zone versus Hobson's in outer zone 2. But Matta's fully feeling that. Didn't have as much momentum. And Hobson had a much better anticipation in that transition when outer zone 4. Matta wasn't as present, but he was definitely in frame.
Great driving, regardless.
Absolutely.
Really, and this is indicative of advancing on through the grade 8, getting your mind right, getting your car set up, 4 outside zones. I'm looking forward to Utah, you know, and Hobson right now, again, with Hansen going out. We're talking, you know, earlier, who was it? Yeah, here we go. Slide him left for Hobson. Thank you so much. Hobson and Matta, and there it is. So yeah, Cole Robbins, excuse me. Robbins going out early, and one more time there from Chris Yule. Okay, all right, he's giving me a head nod, but it is a majority rule. So again, 2-1, Robin Ishida and Ryan Lontaine side with Ben Hobson. So Hobson continues on, and again with Robbins going out. Excuse me, not Robbins. Richards, thank you. I again did that to him in Jersey. Cole Richards and Hansen's out, and Hobson making some noise. So Josh Love, Connor O'Sullivan is up next. So who is Hobson going against? One of these drivers.
That's what's nice when we get in the grade 8 and in the top 16 that we have to nitpick what's highlighted and not mistakes, and that's what all the judges like to see that too.
Okay, so here we go with our next battle. We are looking at Josh Love. Good initiation by Josh Love. And O'Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully, comes in that second outside zone. And Now you see him gain that proximity. Josh Love into that. And look at, again, this is what we're progressing to. You can just see that good fluidity. We saw that earlier. And Josh Love very comfortable. I mean, great lead run. You saw Osoli kind of twitching, shucking and jiving, glitching, downloading, buffering in that chase position.
Yeah, I feel like Sully learned a little bit in the top 16 there as we get in the top 8 from his last chase run. He looked a little more comfortable, you know, behind the lead driver here. So look at Josh, straight up initiation. You know, filling the zone, but not as deep, and Sullivan kind of took advantage of that, getting some proximity, but Sullivan did a really good job getting that proximity through outer zone 2 as Josh pours on the throttle, gets awesome fill of that outer zone 3 with Sullivan. Let's check out the transition here. A little late, that's what his crux is in the chase position here. If he would have just chucked it in just a little earlier, he would have had it set up better for chasing in outer zone 4.
Just back it in. Yeah, just again, that last outside zone seems to be a crux, you know, from initiation. You know, it's kind of an outside zone sandwich. You know, yeah, they're all 4 outside zones, but that initiation is going to set you up for success or failure, right? And then that last outside zone, that's just, you know, you never have a second chance to make a first impression, right? Yeah. So that last outside zone is that exclamation point. You know, will it be impactful? Or is it going to be a wing ding, depending on what font you go with?
Especially with, like you said, the shape of the wall. That's the position is all so important.
It bites back. All right, let's alternate positions here. O'Sullivan versus Love. O'Sullivan with that launch entry goes right into that first outside zone. Josh Love, he kicks back in the smoke. He can apply some pressure here. You saw him kind of question getting that second outside zone. And then O'Sullivan, again, these lead runs are phenomenal when it comes down to this last outside zone. How's O'Sullivan going to handle it? Really well done by O'Sullivan. And again, great job by O'Sullivan, great job by Love. Again, some great driving for both of them. And but I I think this is going to go to a side-by-side as well.
Yeah, I'm torn either way because Sullivan did an excellent job there in the lead position, and it felt like Josh was almost trying to play catch-up, like driving at that razor edge of his car or his abilities. But look here, he sacrificed a lot of angles, I noticed, in Josh's chase, especially here, almost a straightening there through outer zone 2, but Sullivan smooth as silk because we're getting through outer zone 3. Josh kind of getting out of that pocket, almost a little to the right, but does a decent job of anticipating it, so that is a little advantage in his chase run versus O'Sullivan's as he chased into the outer zone 4.
All right.
Tough one for sure. I wouldn't want to be a judge now.
No, do not envy these guys at all. This is definitely a tough one. All right, here it is. As I call it, BC Racing go for gold side by side.
Yeah, look at that. See Sullivan a little wavering in there in the initiation, but he kind of makes up for it. He's staying smooth. I think Josh had a lot more sacrifice in his angle to get proximity while Sullivan was still smooth. He stayed true to his line, and the only difference in here is Josh's chase in outer zone 4 was a little more superior than Sullivan's going into that last zone.
Yeah, all right. Got a message from Farouk Kawai. He's watching the plane right now. Here we go. Connor O'Sullivan gets the win, taking out Josh Love, and it is unanimous. Fontaine, throw on that headset, buddy. Let's hear from the Canadian right now. Sorry. All right, so down to you, Connor O'Sullivan. It was unanimous. What was the standout factor for you?
Yeah, Connor did a much better job of mimicking what Love was doing in his lead run, so he was just better positioned. And Love had a handbrake pull in the middle of outside zone 1 that kind of upset his car. Like you said, in the chase position, Josh did a great job in outside zone 4, but overall, I think he was kind of struggling to stay in proximity and stay on the same line. So overall, Sullivan just did a better job in both positions.
And he's ramping up. He's progressively just getting more and more refined, so congratulations to him. O'Sullivan gets the win, so he'll be going against Hobson. Again, that he's going for that perfect event, baby, so that should be a good one. Here goes Geoff Donati. He likes to party, so does Dustin Miles. So Geoff Donati and Dustin Miles. So again, Dustin Miles, that Fast Mods G Technique and Finish Masters S chassis. Donati. And
dirty start.
Dirty start. Is it dirty? I mean, it's just, you're angsty.
It's not clean.
Okay, well, look at Matt Sopa keeping it clean. See, there you go. Again, has anybody bought you soap on a rope yet?
No.
Okay, well, guess what? In Utah, we'll see.
All right.
Have you ever seen soap on a rope?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Sopa on a ropa, baby. So here we go. All right, Dmitriy, Miles on this battle. Who's going into the Final Four? Dmitriy, really great initiation from him. Now transitioning into that second outside zone. Look at Dmitriy getting a little disrupted there. See him hit kind of three-wheel motion. Now into that third outside zone. Man, Dmitriy really deep. According to that angle right there, definitely want to get a different perspective, but both of them filling that last outside zone. That was really nice. A few different angles there, different perspectives. So let's take a look at it.
Yeah, I think one short foul that Dustin had was that outer zone 3 when Dmitriy was just crushing it through there. So look at that flick going in outer zone 1. Miles not put on the pressure like he should through outer zone 1 here as Dmitriy pulls a little handbrake there. There is a decel zone there, but he does make up for it in outer zone 2. But here we go, Dmitriy on the power, both 2Js. This one must have more booster. Well, I don't know what's going on, but he just blasts through that outer zone 1, leaving Dustin Miles behind there. But Dustin does do a good job of staying in his role as a chase position, filling out outer zone 4, and keeping as much proximity as he can. So you can see here where the school bus gap comes, and Dustin tries to do a little bit of a playing catch-up here, but he does a good job anticipating, and I just think that's going to be not a deficit, but just a little bit of a disadvantage as we reverse roles here. So let's take a look.
There you go. All right, so we're taking a look here. Dustin, Miles, Geoff, Dmitriy. Miles will lead. Dmitriy will give chase. Shout out to Luke, Formula Dread, cranking some double dry hopped IPAs and watching a little Formula Drift. Bay Area, Slay Area. Here we go. Dustin Miles and Geoff Dmitriy. Second half of this battle. Gonna tighten it up. Don't leave the judge. Oh, Dmitriy grips up, but Miles goes the other way. Oh boy, Miles. What's going on here? Oh boy. This is your ham sandwich, but this is all the toppings. These guys are not sandwich artists right now. The canvas is not pretty right now. the paints are going everywhere. This is like, what's it, that spin art back in the day,
yeah,
right?
Like using wax paper. And
color me mine. Holy cow. This is, okay. This is more a banana sandwich right now. Banana cakes. Okay, well, everybody grab an E. Here's your orange slice. Need to tighten it up, okay? Get out there. Want to give it all you got. You can't score unless you get over that finish line.
Yeah, the last one should be the best one.
Yeah,
so
all right.
Let's see here, this little bit of fair little launch here from Geoff on the outer zone, but then Dustin slide back into that mud pit. He looks like he dropped 2 there. I thought he was going to spin out. Geoff does a good job.
He keeps, I mean,
yeah, he did park it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's hit, this will be a good advantage point here as we look from the eye in the sky. Dustin, but yeah, so.
How can you follow that? I mean, he's absolutely
but you
perpendicular
know what?
to the track.
How can you follow it? Geoff did follow it, but it's also still, yeah, it's just not as clean or pretty.
Yeah, both of them need some medicine because that was a little upsetting right there for the tum-tum. All right, so it's more of a mud sandwich right there, looking like Lollapalooza back in the day. Geoff Dmitriy, Dustin Miles, slide them left for Geoff Dmitriy. And Chris, just throw on your headset there. Again, you can't have a good chase run unless you have a good lead run. Yeah, Geoff Dmitriy shot on the inside, but Dustin's incomplete, just really far and away, gives the win to Geoff Dmitriy. Am I correct?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if Dmitriy didn't have his mistake, it would have highlighted that mistake from the lead from Miles way more. So, but it's definitely not chaseable. It's an incomplete for sure.
I think Dmitriy got a break that he wasn't that close to Miles.
Yeah, he got lucky.
Yeah, that could have been even worse. He could have gone right into the side on Miles.
For sure.
All right, well, thank you so much. So we are finding out that Hateley is calling a competition timeout. So utilizing his on NGK competition timeout is Andy Hateley. So speaking of NGK, what's this talk all about? High ignitability. High ignitability. What is that? Well, high ignitability is the ability of a spark plug to maximize combustion efficiency for the most complete fuel burn, and NGK is leading the way. Modern engines demand simultaneous precision and durability to achieve uncompromised performance. Special tips, precious metals, and NGK know-how converge to create a high ignitability plug to deliver a quicker throttle response, smoother idle, and better cold start. So, if you don't want to be left at the starting line or out in the cold, choose NGK high ignitability spark plugs. They're lit. So, as Andy Hateley, I'm pumped. Look at this, the blue skies looking like Toy Story wallpaper here. Where's Andy? Where are the toys at? Well, the toys are being fixed. Right now, we're talking about Andy Hateley and Blake Olson, Bay Olson at Zone 1, Night Vision BMW. So this should be a good one. When we come back, don't go anywhere. Final driver entering the Final Four. When we come back here, round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship.
Made in Japan. Breed.
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or monster jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
If you want to get everything you need to know about Monster Jam, about motorsports, you got to go to UNOH.
It's been the best opportunity I've ever taken. I've gotten so many opportunities, so many different connections.
Build every basic skill that you need to be able to work in racing and get your foot in the door.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
This is the road to the championship.
I've won the championship twice now. I think we can do it again.
Let's go, let's do this.
Your winner at round one. Look at Osmo. He's a magician. Here we go. Rain or shine, these guys are down for a good time. You can't count anybody out.
Everybody's really pushing the envelope. One mistake and that's it.
Oh my goodness.
What did I do wrong? I don't get it.
So it's all about attrition here in St. Louis.
Oh!
We're in the playoffs, man. We are fighting for it tooth and nail. And
Osmo goes hard.
Matt Field, the guy to beat.
We got 20 seconds to shine. We can't make any mistakes. If you do, you're out.
It's going to be coming down to Irwindale, kids.
Is Matt feeling the pressure? Absolutely.
The championship is on the line. Ryan Turk, he says, hold my rock star, homeboy. Let me show you something. Matt Field is out. Huge repercussions here. Your winner, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osbo! What an amazing ending to a 2022 season.
Formula Drift is brought to you by GT Radial. Experience the performance. Link ECU, the official ECU of Formula Drift. TireStacks.com. Stacks of tires direct to your door.
All right, well, burning out and losing bumpers hasn't even hit the track yet, but it looks like he grew a tail. All right, so we are seeing Andy Hateley pull up to the line. Well, let's just cut that thing off, Max. All right, give it a trim. See, look at the magic power. He made Blake Olson shave, too. Look at that. Look at the wizard. You know, Alakazam, Alakazoo, shave your face. How about you? Andy Hateley, Blake Olson, our last battle in the Great 8. Who is going against Geoff Dmitriy? He got the win against Dustin Miles. Hobson's in, O'Sullivan's in, Donati's in, and which one of these gentlemen? Olson or Hateley? Andy Hateley will lead. Andy Hateley qualifying 11th, Blake Olson qualifying 14th. So not a big departure there as far as their qualifying, but we've seen some great lead runs. Again, got to tighten it up. They know what's at stake. We saw the one more time. from these guys. Here we go. Andy Hateley initiates into that first outside zone. Blake Olson, again, we saw quickly be over for Derek Madison. In transition, Blake Olson, I don't know if he's a little preemptive there on that transition. Dropping into formation now in that third outside zone. How are they going to manage that last outside zone? Blake Olson, big flick into that last outside zone. That was aggressive, and that might have helped him out from not hitting Hateley. Again,
wow.
Yeah, that was kind of all over the place. I like Blake's being aggressive.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Right?
Let's chew on it here. So Hateley does drop a tire there in outer zone 1, but Blake's positioning there going in outer zone 2 was a little less than stellar there as he tried to make up for it. Stays in drift, makes the correction to get the proximity. Hateley not having much angle through outer zone 3, but check this out. Look at this transition.
Yo.
Boom. Just pouring on the smoke, keeping it together, and despite that little mistake coming in here, check it out. It's just really bad positioning, kind of over-rotated. And he's not even in the frame here as he gets back into the pocket here.
Love both these guys, but I think Blake's being really risky, which I think should be awarded, but also on that transition from 1 to 2 was, as far as timing-wise, was Hateley late on that transition too. Because, maybe Blake was trying to be preemptive and drop right into formation, but was Hateley kind of a little late. So we'll have to back that up and look at it maybe different angles.
Yeah.
Right? Just playing devil's advocate here, not saying that it was, but again, why was Blake so kind of off on that transition?
Yeah, since we got a cleanup, we can chat about it a little bit. So what it looked like to me was Blake was so far back in the pocket, and the transition was not only late, so it just really set him up for failure. He basically had to transition on top of those rumble strips and just upset the car too much.
Yeah, so again, we'll analyze that. Again, been watching drifting for quite some time, so I think I slightly know what I'm talking about here. But we'll get into that through the entirety of both runs. So again, like I said, Blake being really aggressive. I think now seeing what he's capable of, the car seems to be really peaking here in St. Louis. That Zone 1 BMW from Las Vegas, and these guys are out here curling. And again, the big turbo fan here. Hey, again, hats off to our crew. Who's that? Pat and Michael? Is that these guys work definitely feverishly and hard, and they're going to be out there all day. So thank you to all of our staff, both Formula Drift staff and Worldwide Technology Raceway staff as well. Look at that. These guys working hard for their lunch. So a big shakeup in the top 10. Look at this. Hobson's still in it. Again, Cole Richards didn't even qualify. Rudy Hansen in 32. Jager's out. Brutskiy is out. And then, boom, let's go into here. Nate Chen, he's out. Farouk Kawai, he's on a plane right now. Andy Hateley out. Jaden Mortarana, he's out. What, Farouk saying that? He texted me. He said he's on a plane. These guys are giving me, rations over here. And look at Blake Olson, who's in it potentially still, back there in 15th. But, O'Sullivan's still in it. So this is why I asked the question even all the way back to Thursday. I said, would you rather have 8 rounds or 4 rounds? You said 4 rounds financially, but 8 rounds collectively for, because every round counts. So it's concentrated. So if you have a mess up and it's a botched round, it really does count literally.
Yeah, I was thinking about that question. I think even after you asked it, I was like, yeah, that's, every corner counts.
Everybody hurts too, sometimes.
And everybody has a belly button.
All right, here we go. The second half of this battle. Blake Olson now out front. His Zone 1 BMW. Andy Hateley in that chase position. Let's see Blake on initiation. Big. Oh, where are you going, Blake? Blake with a massive, aggressive flick, and that is wildly incomplete. And I'll tell you what. Oh, Blake had all the marbles in his corner, and wow.
He's angry.
Well, here's the fact of the matter is, once Blake goes off course, Andy Hateley has the advantage and gets the win.
The run's over at that point. Once the lead driver incomplete, so right there,
Blake.
we could have shut it down. But they gave us a little show here as he does some landscaping through outer zone 1. Let's take a look at the nasty flick, but he was just a little too far to the outside to begin with. If he would have, turned to the left a little bit, gave it a little flick, and came back around.
The bash bar is like dragging.
Yeah, what is that?
It's the bash bar. It's like and that popped off his fenders. Oh man! Again, Blake, the Zone 1. You know, like I said, he had all the marbles over, stomping fenders off. But like I said, it looked like his bash bar out back, dragging it. Andy Hateley got a little bit of a gift here, so slide of left for Hateley or right for Blake Olson, and Andy Hateley is gonna get the win. So back it up. That first run, I will tell you, I don't know if you saw, but I was, you know, we're talking about Blake Olson being aggressive. That transition from outside zone 1 to 2, Hateley they were saying, yeah, you were right, saying that Hateley was very late in that transition, kind of checking up Blake Olson. So when he was kind of offline, that was actually caused by Hateley. And you could see the frustration there with Blake Olson. Absolutely threw it away and threw it into the dirt. So very unfortunate turn of events for Blake Olson. But you know who's stoked? Andy Hateley. Andy Hateley gets the win. The Drift Wizard advances on.
Here we go.
So Ben Hobson against Connor O'Sullivan. Again, our #1 qualifier. Hobson moving every bit closer to not only a victory here, not only a perfect event, but a championship lead. Coming up next is our Link Engine Management Final Four. Again, Link Engine Management, the official engine management unit of Formula Drift. And so who is moving on to the finals? Hobson, O'Sullivan, Dnitriy, or Hateley? All right, when we come back, don't go anywhere. Things are starting to heat up, literally and figuratively, here at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Made in Japan. Breed.
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or monster jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
If you want to get everything you need to know about Monster Jam, about motorsports, you got to go to UNOH.
It's been the best opportunity I've ever taken. I've gotten so many opportunities, so many different connections.
You build every basic skill that you need to be able to work in racing and get your foot in the door.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
All right, here we are, Worldwide Technology Raceway. Not only playing host to our PROSPEC round of competition, which we are now down to the final four. Potentially 3 more battles overall, 6 more runs, and we will have a victory here at round 3 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Matt Sopa, Jared Dienda, we are your tour guides here for PROSPEC. Who's joining me in the booth for 32? Who's joining me in the booth for 16? Who, is it Robbie Fontaine? Right? That we're landing on? All right. We will see. But right now, Ben Hobson, we are talking about him. He's been our new points leader. So Ben Hobson, you know, the overall win has escaped him. You know, we saw Rudy Hansen, We saw that of Cole Richards in New Jersey. Can Ben Hobson make it the perfect event and the points leader? That would be pretty sweet for him. But look, he's got the fan. There's his biggest fan right now. And then O'Sullivan. Connor O'Sullivan would love to play spoiler. It's heating up here. That pedal commander, fuel suspension, Enos Oil. See all the sponsors there. The Motegi Racing wrapped in the GT Radial rubber. And again, Coro Works. Connor O'Sullivan came in 13th to this round of competition. That's going to jump him up here just with a Final Four finish. But again, shout out to Coro Works in Atlanta, Georgia area. And Tyler, get better soon. We're pulling for you, buddy. Greg Bussell, I know you're going nuts right now. Hot take, this is what's going on. This is what I think about Formula Drift. He's going to say something ridiculous and maybe trigger some people. But Coro Works a great shop. Working on my boy Killer Mike's car over there. I'm working on Rutledge Wood's car and a bunch of cars. So Coro Works, great family over there. Again, Tyler, Lauren, we're pulling for you. And yeah, cleaning up the course here real quick, making sure all the dirt is out of the way. And talking about our Pro Championship, taking a look at the schedule. This is we are taking a look at what we are going to be seeing later on today. Oh, well, this is our 2023 season schedule. We're obviously here in St. Louis, and the final round of our PROSPEC Championship, September 14th through the 16th, Grantsville, Utah. That'll be, again, another, ideally, Thursday, Friday for PROSPEC, Thursday, Saturday for Pro. So again, 14-16 for Pro, 14-15 for PROSPEC. All right, so 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. for a round of 32, and then we'll be 8:30 to midnight for top 16, no free ceremonies. Entering in that Pedal Commander burnout box, making Pedal Commander proud, Ben Hobson again. He will be unofficially our new points leader. Again, tune in this afternoon, live at 4:30 Central Standard Time. Time right now, 11:21 a.m. We are ready, Pat. Let's go ahead. Let's get the. They're just doing judgy things. Yep, it's all about perspective here as we are getting ready and seeing O'Sullivan and Hobson. And Hobson burn them all the way down. I don't think the rain affected the burnout box at all. That rubber is just thick.
Yeah, there's definitely a few layers or three on there, man.
Yeah, thicker than a Snicker over there in the burnout box. Hobson, #1 qualifier, one step closer to the final. Oh, FYI, he's guaranteed a podium. Hobson, at minimum. Guaranteed a podium, highest qualifying driver of all the four. So if he loses, he goes. We don't have a consolation battle. That is dictated by who's the higher qualifier. And oh, look at this. Look at Connor O'Sullivan. Staggered setup. He's going to try to come out of that chute like a slingshot, throw it to the side of Ben Hobson's S chassis. But here we go. O'Sully and Hobson. Hobson out front. Ben Hobson swing. Look at the flick of the wrist into that first outside zone. And it looks like it worked out for O'Sullivan. But Hobson now pulls away. Great angle. And look at this is what we saw so well done earlier by Hobson. Different angle there. But look at, you see all the black of the GT3, those white True Serum wheels standing out. And Hobson right there on the course's edge. Good chase job by O'Sullivan. Yeah. I'll tell you what. But Hobson is just possessed right now. He is just, again, just a magnet.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was like super comfortable in the chase, but look at Hobson just flicking that thing in there. But awesome proximity here with O'Sullivan, and then do a nice mimic transition outer zone too. But look at it, O'Sullivan almost overcooked it here in the grass, and he did a good job here, pulling a little angle, getting some more proximity. So that's just one small mistake that would have made that a perfect chase run as far as we've seen in all of competition today. So hats off to both these guys in both their positions here. That was an excellent run here. Looking at the drone, look at the proximity here, almost into that Pedal Commander door. Awesome mimic here. He just overcooks it. You can almost see it there into the grass, but then pull a little angle, makes up for it.
Does Hobson hit the wall? Does he tap the wall?
I missed it, Jared, but yeah.
No, right there. I think he taps that back right on the wall, I believe. Yeah, look at it, it's banged up. Yeah. So I mean that shows you good car control. It didn't affect the attitude of the car.
Yeah.
That shows you that's some really good precision driving, or they built it to just kind of collapse properly. But overall, that was kind of a flex right there. Yeah, that was a little breaking of the backboard. You know, when Shaquille O'Neal broke the backboard back in the day, that was a little breaking of the backboard.
He's got a good crumple zone there for that 5-star crash rating.
crumble cookies? Oh, that'd be sweet. All right, here we go as O'Sullivan will lead. Hobson giving chase. That first outside zone, O'Sullivan, big angle there. He gets into the dirt. And again, you can see that red. Oh boy. Ooh, no, Mike. Beach stays. All right, so that's going to be all she wrote, unfortunately, for O'Sullivan as he threw up that dirt rooster. That'll do. Got into the dirt.
That was that.
There we go. Green eggs and ham. Yes, I am. Sam, I am. Ben Hobson. So see O'Sullivan moving in. Didn't look like a wild hit. Just got thrown off. Unfortunately for O'Sully, that's going to be all she wrote.
Yeah.
So slide him left for Hobson, right for O'Sullivan. We'll take a look at that again. We're going to have to clean that up, and it looks like we are going to get a tow here. So Ben Hobson going to the finals, one step closer to a perfect event, and just not only perfect as far as #1 qualifier, he's in the finals. Can he get his first win and also in a dominant fashion take the points lead over Rudy Hansen, over Cole Richards? Again, just so many drivers fighting for it. It's going to come down to Utah. So O'Sully is out literally of his car, and he will be getting towed off. The other side of the bracket, we got Dmitriy and Hateley in the final 4. So Hobson, he's feeling confident right now, man. Alabama, let's go. When we come back, don't go anywhere. We got to clean up here on aisle 1. Looks like all the aisles, to be honest. So Ben Hobson, again, let's take a look. I had a great experience there to experience all 3 brand new Toyotas launched in New Jersey at our last event. They were launched in New York. The next day, boom, they are at E-Town. And it was really cool. Got to rip around with Frederick Osbo. He's the voice of Formula Drift. I'm 3-time champion Formula Drift driver, Jared Deenda. So let's take a look.
Let's see the video here, the real truth serum.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're a sucker for hatchbacks like I am, this car might just absolutely feed your diet. This hot hatchback, the 2024 GR Corolla Circuit Edition, available for only around 1,600 units in North America. Now, keep in mind, this is a 3-cylinder, 1.6-liter all-wheel drive hatchback that has 300 horsepower. Yeah, that's right, nearly 300 foot-pounds of torque. Man, blue flame, ice cap, colors might sound cool, but this is a hot hatchback. The GR86 Trueno Edition. Same engine that comes in the GR86, but now we've hopped up the brakes. If speed kills, well, brakes give life, right? Comes in either the iconic white and black, the Panda scheme, or you got the track red. The Toyota Supra, an icon amongst JDM cars. Well, Toyota has now created the 2024 Toyota GR Supra 45th anniversary. That's right, 900 units available. Mikan Blast, 450, or you got Absolute Zero, only 450 of those. So 900 units in total. To denote this car as the 45th anniversary and change it up a little bit, a rear adjustable wing, also on the corners. Matte black finish on the wheels and black brake calipers. Toyota, 45th anniversary. Happy birthday.
3-time Formula Drift champion Jared Deenda behind the camera right there, the voice of Formula Drift, Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osbo. That's right. I'll show you a few things. Look, leave it to the professionals, bro.
Okay. All right, Mom, Dad, it's been nice knowing you.
I'm making you nervous? Now, I'm just going to leave it to the professionals. You, Castro, Kushi, and Turk. It's been real. I got to go announce.
A beautiful day here in St. Louis. Quite a contradiction to what we saw yesterday and last night. And again, we have ProSpec here on Saturday, which was going to be exclusively pro, but the rain last night of Mother Nature had a different idea. If you have not seen that. So again, we had qualifying on Thursday for both ProSpec and Pro, and then we're going to roll into top 16. And Mother Nature said, "All right, here. Yeah, you like lightning? thunder, lightning, and rain. I've seen fire, I've seen rain. I feel like James Taylor back at it again. So the outside zones were absolute, not just puddles, they were ponds. And we had to clear those things out. And the big factor here and why we could, you've seen us, if you've watched Formula Drift, you've seen us compete in the rain.
Yeah.
Orlando last year was the gnarliest, but the lightning is the big safety precaution that we need to avoid. So, yeah, so unfortunate, but looks like we are getting through this. Local time 11:30, and we have one half of the final four. Who's going to be going against Ben Hobson in the finals? And again, the big upset here, or not upset for Hobson, as he is our new points leader, #1 qualifier, and unfortunately O'Sullivan is just outside of getting a Formula Drift trophy. He will be in 4th place. So O'Sullivan qualified 27th, I believe it was. O'Sullivan, 29th, compared to Dnitriy and Hateley, who qualified 7th and 11th. So that's those two gentlemen guaranteed a podium. Is it going to be 3rd, or is it going to be a shot at the win here in St. Louis? Dnitriy and Hateley. His magic couldn't be against Dnitriy. He's got a little scruff.
A little action there.
A little action on his chin. He's got the magic powers. So we got Ohio versus California, and a lot of tire debris. Dnitriy, 25th place, as you said. He had a rough start to the season in Atlanta. Hasn't won a battle yet till he got here in St. Louis, and it's a good time to peak.
He's going to be a disruptor.
Absolutely.
So the points. So
yeah, Dnitriy and Hateley.
But not to take away from these guys like O'Sullivan, he a rookie in the PROSPEC, and he's coming into the top 4 in the 3rd round. It's very commendable.
Absolutely. All right, our drivers waiting. Looks like they're gonna still got, again, our track workers cleaning up. And unofficially, Andy Hateley will move up to 2nd.
Good on him.
Yeah, look at that. So it's really going to come down to Utah. That's going to be fun. Partying up there in Utah.
Yeah, it's nice when the points are that close, and it makes things really exciting.
Absolutely. And of course, we have Seattle, Utah, and Irwindale for the Pro Championship, and let them on into the burnout box. Geoff Dnitriy, Andy Hateley. So again, potentially 2 more complete battles of the run 1 and 2. 4 more complete runs, and we'll have a winner here in St. Louis. So we'll have some time in between. We complete here. We have just kind of for our drivers. We have a drivers meeting at 1:35. Who will join Ben Hobson, Dnitriy, or Hateley? This is how it's whittled down, man. Again, it bears repeating. Hobson was gifted Root's mistake, and it could have been over for Hobson right there. Hobson on his lead run hits that rumble strip early on, spins out, and then that was in the lead run. They alternate. Root spins out, went to one more time. Hobson got the win. That's how pivotal. Basically those things can happen.
And quickly, like it's it happens just like that. It's always like the 10-cent part or the split-second decision and mistake.
Here we go. Dnitriy will lead. Hateley chasing. And we are clear to send. See if we get a clean start there. Matt Sopa on a Ropa, keeping it clean. Stallone, go for it. Here we go. Geoff Dnitriy, Andy Hateley out of the gate, the Drift Wizard in that habanero BMW. Gonzo is my co-pilot. Now Dnitriy into that first outside zone, coming to that second outside zone. Dnitriy, great angle from him. We got decent proximity from Andy Hateley. We'd like to see him kind of mimicking that angle. Now he's got, again, good proximity here. That last outside zone, Dnitriy swings it on in, and Andy Hateley timed that really well. He dropped into formation. Definitely want to see different angles on that. So some good driving, good straightforward, nothing, X Factor-ish on either side, but just good, clean driving.
If you can check all the boxes here, but nail that, that's going to set you apart from the chase position here. But Dnitriy could have been a little deeper in outer zone 1. Kind of in Hateley's favor here as they transition. Awesome little mimic there, filling outer zone 2 for the most part. Hateley keeping the pressure on here, even more so from the live footage here. filling out zone 3. But look at this transition. Boom, anticipates it just a hair quicker, and then he's still 6 with him through outer zone 4. Awesome job by Hateley. That's going to set him apart and wave that needle towards his favor as we look at it from the sky here in the drone. Look at the proximity, he's just pouring on there. Not quite matching the angle, but, you know, sacrifice. You got to find that balance between your proximity, the angle, and the line, but there, boom, that's going to set him apart. It's just awesome. You know, you saw me just, I was thrilled to see that, man.
Yeah, on that first glance, you saw that timing, and that's what we saw earlier from Blake Olson, you know, against coincidentally Andy Hateley.
Yeah.
All right. Hateley's got to throw down a heater lead run. Dmitriy, he needs to have good proximity, as we just saw from Hateley. And I think the level up would be mimicking that angle in addition to proximity. I think that's going to be the deciding factor here. Andy Hateley rolls into it, and Geoff Dmitriy grips up. We saw this earlier. Dmitriy, on initiation, just failure to launch into that first outside zone, and Dmitriy lacking the angle and the proximity. Now going to that third outside zone, not as deep, but Dmitriy making major mistakes in the chase, and that's going to be all she wrote for Dmitriy. Oh man, so Geoff Dmitriy, some major mistakes. He'll grab 3rd place, his qualifying position 7th, so he does better O'Sullivan. But what happened?
I'm not sure. We'll have to ask him later, but he initiated about 2 weeks behind him, and Hateley filled all the zones, doing a great job, just smooth as silk, and look at that. He was just on the run up. I don't know if it was what was going on here, but Hateley doing a good job. Geoff trying all he can to make up ground here, but just couldn't close the door on Hateley as they go through outer zone 2 here. Getting through outer zone 3, trying to make up, but Hateley smooth as butter getting through that. Oh man, look at that. Just a whisper of a wish, the hair between the wall and his rear fender there.
And like you said, Hateley had a really dominant chase position, and just his timing was really good. He's going to need to bring it against Hobson.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so
that's
I think
what you got to do.
This is a great battle, and look at that. Hateley, Hobson going to the finals, 1 and 2 in points, going into Utah. This is sick. This is great, and this is what we want to see. Not calling out Dmitriy, love Dmitriy, and you know, I'm getting some flack from the judges here, like, what happened? I'm just asking for a friend here. So Dmitriy unfortunately loses, but Andy Hateley gets the win unanimously. He's going to the final, so he's going to prep that car, and he's going to sendily deadly it as Ben Hobson waits in the wings, that Pedal Commander S chassis. Our finals are set just like that. Again, it looks like we will we'll have that drivers meet at 1:35. We'll expedite. We'll be back here at 4:30. We're back on schedule. We're back on track like a track addict. Ben Hobson, Andy Hateley in the finals after a very tumultuous, Mother Nature riddled event. Guess what? The cream rises to the top. Who will be the creamiest? We'll see Hobson or Hateley. Again, we will find out when we return. Our finals are set. Ben Hobson, Andy Hateley here at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Lights are on. Who is gonna win? Send it! Here we go! Celebrating 20 years of FD, baby! Whoa, are you kidding me? Look at that!
This is a year to watch the most talented drifter in the world.
That was awesome!
Made in Japan. Breed.
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or monster jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
If you want to get everything you need to know about Monster Jam, about motorsports, you got to go to UNOH.
It's been the best opportunity I've ever taken. I've gotten so many opportunities, so many different connections.
You build every basic skill that you need to be able to work in racing and get your foot in the door.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Welcome back. The finals are set. Hobson and Hateley, H&H here at FD at Worldwide Technology Raceway. No matter what, it's going to be Hobson, Hateley 1 and 2 in the standing. It's coming down to Utah. Again, early on, Rudy Hansen goes out. Cole Richards fails to qualify. It's coming down to Utah. Again, this is unofficial, Hobson and Hateley, but we will find out. Hobson, the Alabama B-boy, and Andy Hateley from California. It's the finals here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, just over the river of St. Louis. Technically, we are in Illinois, but flying to STL. And here we are. We'll fly out of STL tomorrow, too.
We will.
You and I are on the same flight.
Sure are.
Leaving on a jet plane. Don't stop until we get there. So we are seeing the Pedal Commander, S Chassis, Ben Hobson, Ineos Oil Field Suspension, Andy Hateley, and then Habanero, BMW. And this is a great event for Hateley. Again, few lucky breaks on both sides.
Yeah, big
right?
time.
I mean, to talk about Hobson, we talked about it in 16, Root making that mistake after Hobson makes a mistake, forced to do it one more time. Hateley, you know, he bounced around to get here. Andy Hateley made his way. Thank you so much. You know, past Human Rahimi against Nate Chen went one more time. Blake Olson made that major mistake, right? Hateley against Dnitriy. So he's kind of been gifted a little bit of wins here, so he's gonna need to earn it because Dnitriy made a mistake. Blake Olson made a mistake. And again, just who's better, who's more refined. The finals are here, let's send it. Here we go, Ben Hobson, Andy Hateley, who's coming out on top. We know that on top will be Ben Hobson after the point standings of this round. There goes Ben Hobson deep into the outside zone. Hateley with good proximity, could be deeper in that first outside zone. Now into outside zone 2. Hateley is nowhere to be found right now in that second outside zone. Third outside zone goes Ben Hobson. Again, Hateley coming up short, and the final, put a fork in it. Here we go in that last outside zone. The Pedal Commander, S Chassis Hobson, rock solid, like a rock. There it is. So well done by Ben Hobson, Andy Hateley. You know, he needs to get back there,
yeah,
man.
He's gonna have to show us something real special here in the lead when they switch position. But look at Hobson. Hateley dives in, but he gets a little too far forward in that pocket where we want him. Here, look at the transition. He's a little lazy there. He grabs a little handbrake, trying to sacrifice that line to get more proximity. He just can't keep up. He's still trying to reel, Not even getting into the zone. Here, Hobson does a good job of getting in that out of zone 4. Hateley is present, not getting in the zone as well, but definitely an advantage. Hobson here. Let's take a look at the drone here as we get through outer zone 1. You can see how far ahead Hateley was in the chase position there. Not where you want to be, and right there you can see a little handbrake hold trying to get out to outer zone 2. Hobson just pouring the smoke out of the back of that car as they transition to outer zone 4, doing his job. Hateley just struggling to keep up.
You know, somebody made an observation there that said Hateley didn't change his tires or warm them up. Is he on the same tires? So that could obviously be a huge compromisation. He did not, huh? Wow. So just low on tires. Oh, it's sheared off. Like worried about the lug nuts. Okay, thank you. All right, here we go. So again, Hateley running on some used tires here. So he's out front. He's on some slick boys. In that first outside zone goes Andy Hateley. Now transitioning to the second outside zone. Hobson pedal back, and there it is. That's going to be all she wrote, unfortunately, for Andy Hateley. Ben Hobson will be getting this victory. And normally we kind of leave it to surprise. surprise, but no surprise here. Ben Hobson gets a perfect event, and there it is. Unfortunately, hits that oil slick, but Andy Hateley is going to get second place, and look at that, a perfect event. Ben Hobson takes it from the top and takes it all the way to the top. #1 qualifier, points leader, and the boy from Alabama makes pedal commander, field suspension, Enos oil, and shout out to the CoreWorks boys. I know Greg and Tyler are going nuts. They got Elton flying high. What say you, Matt Sopa?
Obviously, the used tires definitely came into play here as they get through out of zone 1. He almost got it outside there. Swinging it back around here. There it is, just a little too slick. He almost gets flirts with disaster with the wall here. Hobson just playing it cool. He knows he's got the advantage. He's staying in chase. Good little transition here. Even if back that far, does a good mimic here as Hateley abandoned ship there
Exit
in the last
stage left, exit stage right in this instance. Yeah, some great driving by all the ProSpec drivers today. And again, thank you for the team's patience. You know, thank you for all the teams, all the drivers, all the crew, and thank you to the fans. You know, for those that tuned in, you know, there's a lot of people invested into ProSpec, and that's really great. Definitely, please follow us, Utah. Who's going to get the championship? Ben Hobson seems like the guy to beat, but again, still don't count out Cole Richards. Don't count out Rudy Hansen. Did 3 different rounds, 3 different winners, and that's the variety we're going to see. We got 39 drivers that came in. Yeah, and look at that, Andy Hateley getting out of the car. We know who wins here. We know how the podium ends up. Normally it's a surprise. We'll bring him down, but of course we're gonna bring him over there. So again, bring him in front of the stands. Head him on over to the stands. We know the 1, 2, and 3. Sopa, some great driving, qualifying. So again, we know who won with them going off course. Let's make it official. Slide him left. For the Alabama B-boy, that is Ben Hobson. Ben Hobson gets the win. He is your victor. Andy Hateley gets seconds. And then we are looking at, Geoff Donati. Geoff Donati in third. So again, Geoff Donati gets third place, but we can bring him over there. Why not? We already know the victor. But head on over in front of the stands. All right, so again, looks like unofficially, I always like to say that just to be, you know, dot your I's, cross your T's. Ben Hobson, a massive lead. Look at that. I mean, do the math there. That's what, 65-point lead, 100 points for first. So, and look at the gap there, 164. If he got 2, I mean, it could happen. Ben Hobson needs to have a terrible event in Utah, but I mean, 64. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's big.
That's a good lead you want going into the final round for sure.
Absolutely. So there you see it again, 65-point lead, and O'Sullivan back there, Jack Davis, Alex Jager, Cole Richards, Austin Matta. Cole Richards a huge deficit with that failure to qualify. He could jump up, but again, that's a big departure. All right, make some noise for him. Again, the stands are beginning to fill up. The modified schedule. We saw the rain last night. This was an audible. There it is. There's your winner, Ben Hobson. Feeling it. Make some noise for him. Ben Hobson, your winner. There's his pops. Giving him the hug, giving him the love. He likes hot moms and he loves his hot dad. Literally and figuratively. There's Stokes. Hugs all around for that pedal commander, GT radial, field suspension, CoreWorks, Motegi Racing. And in second place, the boy from Malibu, California, Andrew Hateley. Andy Hateley, congratulations, the Drift Wizard, Sendily Denily. There he is. Andy, look at him dancing down there. He's hyped, and he's second in points. Again, 65 points behind. There these guys are hugging it out. Again, really great driving. And finally, last but not least, Mr. Geoff Donati. Geoff Donati, congratulations. Third place, there he is. All right, so Geoff, there it is. Congratulations, Geoff Donati, for getting that final podium spot. So again, Hobson, Hateley, Donati, 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we'll see you guys. I'm gonna give you guys your trophies here in just a little bit, but we are back here for round 5 of the Formula Zero Pro Championship. Matt Sopa, thank you so much. Anything you want to add, buddy?
What's that?
Anything you want to add?
Oh, I just can't wait to get to Utah and see these guys on the high-speed course, and then really see where the where the points are going to land here, because it's been a really exciting round for PROSPEC, or this season for PROSPEC.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Matt Sopa. We'll see you down the line, and
you know
give the old Sylvester thumbs up and send it.
We'll give them a drift they won't believe.
Hey, there we go. There we go. We are going to see an action-packed Top 32 Worldwide Technology Raceway. On behalf of our whole Formula Drift staff, thank you to our judges, Brian Lantain, Chris Huell, and Robin Nishida, and of course Brian Eggert as well, rounding it out. We'll see you here local time 4:30. Local time, just FYI, 11:49, so just before noon. So you've got about 4.5 hours before you see it back here on track live at Worldwide Technology Raceway Park. Send it. We'll see you online, and we'll see you another time here at 4:30.